It's
Are you searching for a deeper understanding of your faith?
Inspiring Philosophy is your go-to resource for exploring the rich tapestry of Christian thought.
From biblical archaeology to philosophy of mind, we dive into the topics that matter.
Our content bridges faith and understanding, offering insights into God's existence and the reliability of the New Testament.
Join a community where faith meets reason and discover the answers you've been seeking.
Inspiring Philosophy, where faith meets understanding.
I'm sorry, Master, but I must go all out. Just this once. I don't like you, Muhammad. Dawah boys, you've left me no choice. Bible's been corrupted, that's your go to line. But you claim the same book, prophesize your sign, twisting every scripture, faking all the quotes, hiding all the facts, trying to keep your boat afloat. Without lies, Islam dies. Perfect preservation, yeah, that myth got wrecked. Worldly Quran don't even match the text. Used to flex science, now you backing away, cause camel embryo facts don't hit the same today. Got the Islamic dilemma, you can't solve that. Every answer you give makes the problem snap back. Say the Bible's corrupt, but your own book cries. Bibles are Allah's words, they can't be revised. If Allah's words can't change, then your claims are fraud. You just argued yourself against the word of your God. In Jill's secret book, that's your mystery prize, but the Quran said Christians should judge by it. Lies, then your crew pull muted like it's just a game. Ruined the life and trashed a man's name. All that Dawah talk, but when truth appears, you vanish from the chat like it hurt your ears. Without lies, Islam dies. Can't hide truth, can't spin those lies. Without lies, Islam dies. Dawah cries when the facts arrive. Without lies, Islam dies. Can't hide truth, can't spin those lies. Without lies, Islam dies. Dawah cries when the facts arrive. We follow Jesus better, sure in your dream, while cutting out his claims like you're cropping the meat. Crown off his head, toss his cross in the bin. The smile for the camera like you're still his kin. Jesus was a Muslim, cute little twist. Redefine the word so the facts don't exist. If labels could change what the records prove, if Pharaoh was a Yahweh fan, then Judas stayed true. Muhammad in the Song of Solomon, boy, you made your prophet a fruit. Snuggled up with Solomon and came the man of Ozu. Without lies, Islam dies. Can't hide truth, can't spin those lies. Without lies, Islam dies. Dawah cries when the facts arrive. You preach perfect text, but the proof ain't there. Half wash, even your readers don't care. Call the Bible corrupt, but still quote it loud. Trying to find Muhammad just to please your crowd. Song of Solomon, yeah, that's a flesh effect. You just wrote your prophet in the Solomon's bed. Then the man of Al-Zu came riding through all night long, and you say that's true. Jesus was a Muslim, the word plays dead. By that logic, Pharaoh bowed his head. You twist, you spin, but you can't disguise that every Dawah claim is built on lies. Without lies, without lies, without lies, without
Without lies, without lies. We are live, everyone. I'm here with the Dizzle, Colorado. How's everybody doing? He's here in spirit.
I don't believe that these mics are going to work appropriately. I believe you're going to get some sort of echo effect. Technology always goes wrong.
Well, let us know if you guys see any issues with these mics I just got. I have a backup mic that we can go back and forth between if we need to. You'll just need to see me fuddle around.
How's it sounding, everyone? How's it sounding?
They work. See?
They work.
They work. See? You see? This is the proof. They work. So now we might get feedback when we play some of the video. So just let us know about that. But it seems like they're doing pretty good. Yeah, I just picked these up because there was a Dawah booth in Tucson when I was there last. And I was like, I'm going to go. And I showed up with the camera and the mic attached to me. And a mom freaked out. Like, no, don't come here. So I'm going to upload that soon and just a little clip going, see, guys, they don't want to, they have a big sign. It says, ask a Muslim anything in Tucson. And I went up to ask a question and they freaked out. They saw a camera. So what are they hiding? But then the next day I went back without a camera. I had the camera with me just in case. I didn't record though, because I was like, I want, but there was a young gentleman there. Very nice guy. Him, my friend and I talked to him for a good hour before the imam showed up. Mom shows up 2 minutes. Kicks us. Go. I don't want to talk to you. Go away. Go away. What happened was we were talking to this kid for an hour, asking him this. He's like, I don't know. Very respectful, great kid. And then the imam shows up and he starts talking to the imam in Arabic. And the imam looks at me and goes, what verse? I'm like, oh, Surah 568. Oh, people of the book, you have nothing to stand on unless you observe the Torah, the gospel, and what has been revealed to you from your Lord. Doesn't that mean we as Christians should believe in the Bible? And he's like, oh, do you speak Arabic? I'm like, no. Well, you don't know what it means then. Please explain it to us. And then he went, let me ask you, are you here because you really want to learn? Or are you just here to cause trouble? Your booth said, ask a Muslim anything. We're just here to ask questions. Go away. I don't want to talk to you. Go away. Go away. 2 minutes. 2 minutes. We talked to that kid for like an hour asking him stuff. The imam shows up. The guy who's supposed to have all the knowledge doesn't want to talk to us. Interesting happened yesterday at the Tucson Meet Yourself event.
Well, there are only two possibilities when you show up to a Dawah booth. They either got to shut it down real quick, or what happened up in New Jersey at that fair happens again, right?
Mm-hmm.
So that's a tough decision.
Yep.
Hey, everyone said sounded fine, but then someone said doesn't sound like it's coming through the mics. You sure it's coming through here?
Should
and
be.
Not through your dumb computer?
Hopefully it's coming through the, it says wireless mics.
Okay.
Coming right through the wireless mics.
All right, liar. We don't believe you.
I don't believe you at all. Nope. Sounds like it just sounds fine to me.
Lying liars from lying liar land.
Yeah, it may not be like the best mics, but I mean, it's definitely, you don't hear a room echo. I tested it. So
Ryan says, D. Wood's mic doesn't sound good, but you can't trust people. So AKA says, sounds good. Ryan says, D. Wood's mic.
No, it sounds fine. It sounds fine.
Some people are just trolls. Block them all.
Man, that's not what we do here. We don't block unless we have to. You block everyone.
I block like 50 people a day, man, from either X or YouTube.
Mm-hmm. David, where does the meme of you see come from?
Oh, I just made that up. It was kind of like it's kind of like the vibe of the Dawah guys. When I was imitating them, I would just go, you see, this is the proof. How can you deny the proof? But it like caught on and everyone started saying that when they're portraying Dawah guys. You see.
It sticks well.
And then like doing live streams and doing shows with Robert whenever something would come up that by some insane stretch of the imagination, a complete lunatic could say is evidence. You see, this is the proof.
Hey, IP and D Wood, the dilemma got so much worse. Dean responds and crew confirm the Torah, including the oral tradition, i.e. Talmud, and it's preserved. In a recent debate with Muhammad from God. I'm going to have to watch that. That sounds interesting.
Yeah, all you have to do is say they responded and we know it got worse.
Somebody sent me that.
It gets worse. It gets worse every time they respond.
Yeah.
And then we show how it got worse, and then they have to come up with a new response.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, someone sent me that on X. I want to watch that. Was it on TikTok? Was it on Instagram? Was it on YouTube? I want to find that. So
I will search for it.
Cool.
Dean responds
versus Muhammad from God. So I guess it was a Muslim debate, Muslim versus Muslim. I don't know. Yeah, I want to figure out what that is. That sounds interesting. Hello, David Wood. Fancy seeing you again. IP2. That's great. I'm so glad you still pee.
I also pee.
That's great. Everyone should pee. Shut the Narnia door, where the El Zut will show up.
Dean responds. Oh, Narnia door. I get it.
Yeah. The Dawah dude's been mass reporting streams and taking them down. Also, Mike Winger is better looking. Yeah, we're going to be talking about that first part today. Not the Mike Winger part. That's ridiculous. We don't say anybody that looks like Mike Winger looks good.
What was the other one? Muhammad from God?
Muhammad from God, yeah. Muhammad from God.
Pedophile from God. Okay.
That might be it. Wait. Yeah. Oh, okay. So it's on Game Response channel. Okay. I'm gonna watch that.
Oh, wait, I've debated that guy before. Yeah, I think he's a Quran only. I think he's a Quran only Muslim.
Okay. Yeah. We'll be talking about the first part. In fact, I'm going to pull that up now, and we'll get to some super chats in a bit because this is a good segue into that. Yemeni Front did a stream the other day. I mean, like the title of the stream is Dawah Gone Wrong: How Egos, Debates, and Misguided Methods Are Killing the Message. And it's like, yes.
Oh, you mean what I've been saying to them for the past 10 years?
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Well, it's kind of funny because that was part of the plan. I mean, that was part of the plan going back to like maybe 2007. It was, hey, when they send someone to debate, they send someone like Shabir Ali, but that's not what these guys actually like. That's for us, right? That's to impress non-Muslims. You get someone like Shabir Ali or Jamal Badawi, who come across as very, very pleasant. I'm thinking that's not how these guys are online, and that's not how ton of people are in, Iraq and Saudi Arabia and all these other places. They're way more aggressive. They're way more boastful. They're way more arrogant. They're way more condescending. They love to insult and mock. People aren't getting an accurate picture of Islam from Shabir Ali,
right?
Or even like from a Zakir Naik, even though he's got the line down. He's just not the chest thumping dude that they would have, like the Ummah would really prop up and appreciate if one were offered to them. So the issue came back then, how do you replace all their traditional Dawah guys with people who will give everyone a better, more accurate picture of what Islam is really like? And so took a little while, but now we've got Ali Dawah and Muhammad Hijab and Sheikh Uthman and Daniel Hakikachu, and people are finding out what Islam really is. So these are awesome times.
Thanks for sending me the link. No one else sent it to me. Now that it's available, I know where to find it. Anyway, I tried to get so many Dawah guys to debate me at upcoming DebateCon. Daniel Hakikachu as well. I sent him like 5 or 8 debate topic ideas. He came back with a completely ridiculous topic, like, is hate a necessary virtue or something like that? And I'm like, well, I'm not going to say no because we should hate sin and the devil and like, what even is this?
Pedophilia? Hey, you should have said it. You should have, of course, we should be hateful towards certain things. Jihad.
Right.
Islam, period, because it's from Satan. Just going down the line.
Well, I guess he thought I was going to say
child marriage.
I was going to argue against it. And I'm like, no, I wouldn't. Like,
you should never hate anything. You should just love pedophilia. I was like, then he'd be like, what? Oh, I love you now.
I don't know. It was something around love and hate. I'm like, this is a stupid topic. I gave him like 5 topics. He can only come up with one, but he said, but he didn't take any of the topics. So once again, another guy, Dawah guy, I can't get to the debate.
Well, let's just say debates haven't been going very well for Daniel for a while now. So,
nope.
Matter of fact, they stopped going well for him the last time he debated you. That debate was the turning point in Daniel's career. Before that, it was all this, here's 70 studies that support my view. And then you're the one who actually reads the studies and goes, they do not support your view. We're completely misrepresenting what these studies show. And then that fell apart. Everyone was onto it. We knew what was up.
Yep, he lies about all the studies. But anyway, let's get to Yemeni Front here. First of all, I want to jump ahead in the stream because this is an important thing that happened. So you were streaming with Jai on his channel, Jai and DOC on their channel Saturday, and it got taken down. It got taken down. We're not sure if it was this or not.
False copyright complaint.
Yeah, ridiculous.
Yeah.
And so, but here's what happened just a couple days earlier. So watch this, ladies and gentlemen. This happened on their stream.
Just before we get back to your thoughts, I do want to talk about these things. So over here, why do people even go to their streams? Why not just report their content and click don't recommend channel? Best way to do it. Best way to do it, right? The next time that gets you hear of something and they say and you hear that someone is blaspheming on one of their channels, go to their channels and report it for hateful conduct.
Report what?
Report what for hateful conduct? Just talking about Islam? That's hateful.
Guys, everyone catch that? What the YouTube guidelines mean by hateful conduct is not what Muslims mean by hateful conduct, right? What they mean is anything we disagree with, any criticism of our religion, it's all hateful conduct. So they're saying, go and flag videos. Our content is not against the rules. We're allowed to make fun of Islam. We're allowed to do. So he's saying go. What he's actually saying is go and falsely report. Go and falsely report. Go and flag everything as hateful conduct if it's criticizing Muhammad. And hope that you get a friendly YouTube reviewer, right? Because you have bots and stuff like this. You also have some of these go to human reviewers, and hope you get someone's like, what? A bunch of people are flagging this as hateful conduct. I guess I'll just assume that it is hateful conduct because lots of times they are lazy. But anyway, I mean, guys, just think about how pathetic this is. We're sitting here doing all these live call-in shows. I mean, Jai and DOC, we were in the middle of a live call-in show. Anyone who disagrees with us can call in and say, here's why you're wrong. What are these guys saying? No, do not do that. Don't talk to these guys. Just false flag their content. He's actually onto something. This is a guy who's realizing, wait, every time we engage on this stuff, it doesn't work out well for us. It ends in disaster.
What does that say?
More and more people are learning about the Islamic dilemma and learning that we do not have effective responses to it. Every time we engage, stop engaging, just false flag stuff. I mean, it's pathetic, but he's right. He's right in a weird way, right? Actually, debating this stuff is not going the way they want. So we got to do something else. What are we going to do? We're going to be a bunch of cowards. We're just going to be a bunch of cowards and false flag everything and stick our heads in the sand and hope that we somehow take over the world before they destroy Islam.
Dave and I were just talking, and we're eventually going to get a schedule together. We're going to have a live call-in show every day, every week. So like Thursday it'll be my channel, Friday back to God Logic, Saturday Giant DOC. Will be like every day there's going to be some live call-in show for Muslims. And that's the goal, to eventually get something like that up and running. So if you have Muslims come and you're like, hey, by the way, tomorrow, go to IP's channel. Then I'll be like, hey, tomorrow go to God Logic's channel. And we'll just keep doing it. We want to keep talking about this stuff because it's so easy. We have so much confidence that Islam is false, Christianity is true. What is their mentality? We can't debate this stuff. Just get it off the internet. We can't let people keep seeing this. The Ummah's being challenged. What does that tell you about how confident they are in their religion?
Yeah, that's I pointed out, I think it was, when did I point that out? I pointed it out because I went live right after that. But I pointed out that it's actually a parallel to like the Charlie Kirk situation.
Mm-hmm.
It's a much milder version of the same thing. We're not dying if you false flag us and stuff. But it's the same principle in the sense that Charlie Kirk he's got a microphone and there's another microphone in front of him. And if you disagree with him about anything, you can step up to that microphone and argue against him. And it's like, what do you do? Well, we shoot him. It's like, okay, well, that's kind of an admission that you don't think you could step up to the mic and refute him. Well, it's the same principle here. Again, a much milder form, but it's the same idea. We're literally doing live call-in shows. If you think we're wrong and you think you can show we're wrong, call in and show us we're wrong. Make your case. And instead, it's no, don't do that. Just try and get them shut down. Try and silence them instead. That's kind of an admission that you do not think you can answer this stuff. If you really thought you could successfully respond to what we're saying, every last Dawah guy would do it. Every last Dawah guy would be calling in every single show, and they don't. It's like random Muslims calling in. It's like, and now what do we see? Get their stuff, file false copyright complaints, do this, do that, get them shut down. It's one big admission they can't answer.
Well, I think they're getting scared because the last call-in show we did on Thursday. And by the way, we'll be doing another one this Thursday, Than and I. I think Jai and DOC will be joining us. But last Thursday, we had 3 Muslims in a row who were seriously considering leaving Islam, who were really challenged. We challenged them to read the Gospel of John, to look more into this stuff. But it shows you they're getting scared because Muslims are coming to us. We're willing to talk. What happens? They start to doubt. They start to have problems. If you don't think the Islamic dilemma is affecting them, you've not been paying attention. Look at the panic that's happening now. It's so obvious. It's so obvious what's going on.
And by the way, I have to say, it's interesting. They're returning to the wisdom of 20 years ago. They're returning to the wisdom of 20 years ago. I said how back then we realized, wait a minute, we need to get some people who are actually representing Islam, like the spirit of Islam, more than these guys that are hand selected for Western audiences. But the other main thing, which was it's basically kind of doing the same thing, was back then Muslims understood. See, people have seen debates on Islamic topics now. If you go back then, they did not want to debate any Muslim topics. They didn't want to debate Muhammad. They didn't want to debate the Quran. They only want to debate, is Jesus God? Is the Bible trustworthy? Did Jesus die on the cross? They wanted to debate Christian topics. That's all they wanted to touch. And back then, I'm talking like 1990s, early 2000s, it was actually standard where, and here's how it would work back then. People don't realize how much better it is right now. It's like really way better because we made it better. Back then, here's how it would work. You're a Christian in a church or a campus ministry or something like this, and you think, hey, it would be a great idea to have a Christian-Muslim debate. So what do? Your organization, your Christian organization, contacts a Muslim organization and says, hey, we'd like to have a debate. Then the Muslim organization responds and they would say, hey, here's our Muslim debater, handpicked for being persuasive to non-Muslim audiences. And here are the topics that he is willing to debate. Is Jesus God? Is the Trinity true? Is the New Testament reliable? Did Jesus die by crucifixion? That's it. That's what they would say.
Right.
And then so you would say, okay, this is all they're willing to debate. So we got to pick one of those. We'll pick one. Then the Muslims show up and they would tell you before the debate started, they would say, if anyone criticizes Muhammad or the Quran in any way during this debate, where all the Muslims are walking out, this debate is over. And so you'd know, man, okay, better not criticize Muhammad or the Quran. Then the Muslim would spend the entire time attacking the Christian position. The Muslim would speak last and he would say, so you see all the problems in Christianity. This is why you need to come to Islam, because we've got the scientific miracles. Our book has been perfectly preserved right down to the letter. Everyone knows it. And they go down the line. Everyone goes, whoa, this is amazing. So I saw that before we started debating. And me and Nabil said, that has to change. That has to change. So instead of getting an organization to contact a Muslim organization and then having the Muslim organization control everything, we put it out online. Guys, here are the topics we never see Muslims debating, and they're foundational to your religion, so you should be willing to debate them. Who on the planet is willing to debate these things? Was Muhammad a true prophet? Is the Quran the word of God? These kinds of things. And guess what? Then we'd find people, they were young people. Young people thought we can answer these things, right? Because that's when people are finding out about like Muhammad and Aisha and so on. And the young guys are thinking, we can answer these things. We can give powerful defenses of why Muhammad had sex with a 9-year-old girl, right? The older generation, they understood, if we never defend this stuff on stage, the audience never hears it, right? And guess what? If the only time people ever hear something is when they hear it from a Christian, well, Muslims will just assume the Christian's lying. You're not hearing it from your guys. You're only hearing from them. You're only hearing from guys you know are liars. So they understood, if we never debate these kinds of issues, Muhammad and Aisha, morality of Muhammad, things like that, if we never touch these things, not in the Al-Zut sense, but if we never touch these things, people never hear it. People never hear about it, and they don't know that there's a problem, right? We got the younger generation in there. We can defend Muhammad's honor. We can prove that he's great. We can prove that the Quran is perfectly preserved. And so we start having these kinds of debates. And that's when people start finding out that they're real issues. Because guess what? If you may think you have the most brilliant defense of Muhammad having sex with Aisha on the planet, if I raise that point in a debate, and then you respond in the debate, because Muhammad had to have sex with a 9-year-old girl because Aisha was so smart and he knew that she would be great at preserving information about him, and so he had to bang her, of course. And it's like that may be compelling to you and to some other Muslims, but guess what? The entire audience, Christians and Muslims and atheists, everyone just heard, wait a minute, the Muslim admits that happened?
Yeah.
So this isn't something that Christians are making up. This is something that even Muslims admit happened. And so, but guess what? Now everyone realizes there's a problem. Yeah. They didn't know it before. Now they all realize it's a problem. Anyway, Fast forward, that keeps happening, that keeps happening, that keeps happening. Muslims get more and more desperate for people to defend this stuff. They eventually are forced to go with just chest thumpers. Oh, we're humiliating you, we're destroying you, which is persuasive to their community. Because guess what? You don't have to accurately answer any objection if you're strong, as far as the Dawah fans are concerned, right? You could give the dumbest response to anything.
John Fontaine.
As long as you sound confident, that's all that matters. And so you ended up with these chest-thumping Dawah guys and stuff. But guess what? That's not persuasive to non-Muslims.
Yeah.
So Dawah transformed into making Muslims feel good about their religion rather than being compelling to non-Muslims. Dawah started collapsing, and now you have people like Yemenite there sitting there going, what went wrong? What went wrong is you've fallen for every single one of our traps that we've set for you for the past 2 decades. And now you're realizing what? The old guys had it right back then. Do not talk about this stuff. Do not engage on this stuff. So you're back to that. Just shut it down. Just shut everything down.
Exactly.
And that's kind of you've gone full circle, and you're back to basically admitting Islam cannot stand up to scrutiny.
I backed this up towards the beginning. This is where Yemenite front is sort of going off.
You're not backing the thing up in the Muhammad al-Zut sense.
No, not in that sense, no.
Protect us from the evils in these changes. Many of our brothers and sisters have fallen into having large egos, thinking that they are above and beyond advice and reproach. Okay, this idea of freaking debates.
Yeah, such strong language.
I hate that word. And you guys know that I hate that word. And you guys know that every time you guys say, oh, debate, baked, cooked, smashed, using all of these freaking trigger words is nothing short of disgraceful, because that is not our purpose as du'at.
What?
It is not. Okay?
What are you supposed to do?
But first of all, seriously, like, who's this guy think he is, right? Like, I'm going to correct all of you. Me and my 6,000 subscribers, I get to correct all of you million+ Dawah channels out there. Dude, what? I only heard of you recently. So like, what kind of street cred do you think you have that you get to basically rebuke everyone in Dawah besides yourself?
Exactly.
And you get to educate and school all them.
And like, what is the point of being a da'i or a Muslim apologist if it's not to actually go out and to challenge people, challenging your religion? We relish the thought of having more debates. I have people that support me and are Christians now who didn't hear about me until I debated Aaron Ra in 2017. They were hardcore atheists. They watched that debate I had with Aaron Ra. They're Christian now. They support me now. They're part of my community. That would not have happened if I did not go out and do those debates. If we did not do these live call-in shows, like God Logic can attest to this. He gets so many people who leave Islam because they call in with this confidence, and then he challenges them. And a couple streams later, they're like, yeah, I'm leaving Islam. We've got examples of this. What do you think your purpose is as a Muslim apologist, if not to go out and challenge the kuffar? We're ready and willing to go out and challenge non-Christians because we believe that Christianity is true. We're very confident and secure in that. Are you not? Do you want to just circle the wagons, gather the last of the Ummah up and just protect them in like some sort of echo chamber? Why would you not want to go out if you think you have the truth? What are you afraid of?
And so, I mean, think about this year, right? There are all sorts of relevant topics, but especially this year, where we've been popularizing the Islamic dilemma. You still have all these guys like who don't engage. You know, to their credit, some have agreed to debate. Hasn't gone well for any of them so far. But you have these other guys who aren't debating, but they're sitting there running their mouths. Oh, this is a stupid argument. No one takes it seriously. Think. Everyone is catching on to the Islamic dilemma. Christian channels that I've never heard of before are all of a sudden like debating and crushing people, crushing Dawah guys on the Islamic dilemma. For all the Muslims who don't debate it, for the Muslims who don't debate it, think if they were really confident that they could answer that, why wouldn't they do it? Why would
Exactly.
why wouldn't they jump? Why wouldn't they say everyone, all Muslims, all hands on deck, we all need to debate this right now, take on everybody, not in the Zut sense, but take on everybody and crush this argument before it spreads even further.
Exactly.
Why wouldn't they do that? But even before that, this is the year of the Islamic dilemma. But I mean, think about this. If you can show one of two things, if you can show one, that the Quran is the word of God, or two, that Muhammad is a prophet, either one of those, you win.
Why wouldn't you jump at that?
You win. So think about this. If you're a Dawah guy, and if you actually believe this stuff, if you actually are confident that you have a case for the Quran being the perfect speech of Allah, and you have a case for Muhammad being a true prophet, why wouldn't you be saying all challengers? We take all challengers on all day, every day on those two issues so that we can show the entire world. Instead, what happened? What Dawah guy is willing to take on those topics? What Dawah guy is ready to debate? Is Muhammad a true prophet? It occasionally, rarely happens, but almost never happens. Why? It's the main topic. If you win that, you win it all. You win all the debates. Prove Muhammad's a prophet, you win them all.
Exactly.
And you won't go near it. You won't touch Muhammad.
Nothing else that sense.
Definitely not like the El Zut did, but anyway. Anyway, yeah, guys. So everyone watching this, everything you see from these guys, it's all an admission. They can't respond to the Islamic dilemma. They can't defend Muhammad. They can't defend the Quran. And yet they're going around. If they find, here's what's amazing. If they find a random person on the street who knows absolutely nothing, who knows nothing about Islam, that's when they'll suddenly have all these arguments for Muhammad and the Quran. That's when they've suddenly got a solid case for Muhammad and the Quran.
And they're
glad to give all those arguments.
And that's what I saw yesterday on the streets at that Dawah table. Same thing. Anyone didn't know anything, they would talk to you for a while. If you knew something, no, go away. No. Exactly.
And so even that's an admission. We do not have the confidence that our arguments can stand up to scrutiny. It's like an admission. Hey, these arguments only work on ignorant people. Okay, well, let's just keep using our arguments let's look for the ignorant people and use them there. It's like, how do you guys continue doing Dawah if you don't really believe that this stuff can stand up to scrutiny? It's weird.
Yeah. Let's get to some super chats here. Is this a Muta live? Are you in a hotel? Very Islamophobic of you. Very Islamophobic. Forcing myself to read the Hadith and Quran. I'm very sorry about that. Found it interesting on Sahih al-Bukhari 6603 where Muhammad forbids.
Coitus interruptus.
Oh, yeah, right. Yeah.
Yeah, there are a bunch of those passages. There's a
lot now.
Yeah. Oh, by the way, and that's kind of an important topic for multiple reasons, right? Multiple reasons. So one is the fact that they were having sex with these captives, and it is to be fair, it is a sad reality of war that there are situations historically where two groups go into battle against each other. The men are killed, and if someone doesn't take care of the women are gonna die. And so, yeah, if a woman can get married to someone else, okay, that's then at least she'll survive. It's definitely a bad situation, but it could be better than just dying and so on. So that sort of thing happens. That's not what's going on here, right? The reason the men wanted to practice coitus interruptus, so that's where you pull out before finishing. You have sex, but you pull out before finishing. The reason the men were practicing coitus interruptus, they didn't want to get the girls pregnant because they just want to have sex with them until they get to a town to sell them.
Yeah.
So these women are slaves. There are sex slaves. We want to use them as our sex slaves. Then we're going to sell them to someone else as sex slaves. And we don't want to get them pregnant because then we can't sell them as sex slaves right then, right? We'd have to wait. And then we'd have kids and so on. So they wanted to, so they would pull out. And then the issue gets brought to Muhammad. And Muhammad's like, you're practicing coitus interruptus. Why would you do that? Don't you know that every child is going to be born no matter what? And so, but think about that. So you have a moral issue, namely they're making sex slaves. They're making sex slaves. You're You're the wife of some guy in a town. They show up, kill the men, take the women, rape the women, and then sell the women, right?
Yeah.
So there's that issue. But then on top of that, Muhammad thinks that actually ejaculating inside a woman, he doesn't think that has anything to do with whether the woman gets pregnant or not. So it's also a huge scientific blunder.
Pretty stupid.
And yeah, so fun passages.
Yesterday, I purchased a Yusuf Ali Quran and hoping to get a Book of Mormon soon so I can crush the non-believers with my powerful Dawah and show them Christ in seriousness love. Thank you for the work, you and IP. You're welcome. Thank you very much. Appreciate it. Dawah Bunga, brother IP and DW. Hope all y'all day is good. Thank you. Appreciate it. You can trust the Dawah troll when he says the mic is failing. Nah, it sounds good. You guys are awesome. Thank you, Dawah troll. Thoughts on turning the eventual Islamic Dilemma website app info into an alternate study Quran in the future? The footnotes could be the highlights from the site. Yeah.
There could, I actually thought about that because there's so much stuff. There could just be an Islamic Dilemma study Quran.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Just the Islamic Dilemma, just for people who want the Islamic Dilemma. And it has all the relevant verses highlighted with why they're important, but also any verses that Muslims use, along with, commentary on those verses and how to respond to it and stuff like that. So it's a possibility we could do that.
Yeah. Have you read Jacob's paper on reading the Old Testament disproves Yahweh's existence? I've not seen it, but I'll take a look. I think that's kind of going to be hard to argue if you're going to try to use the book that talks about him existing and say that proves he doesn't exist. I'll take a look. Longtime fan, God is perfectly just and omniscient. Why does he need to be convinced not to destroy the Israelites by Moses several times? Currently reading Numbers and struggling. Yeah, so about this, you need to think of it like, so Keith Ward wrote a great book on this called Divine Action, where you need to think about, we tend to think there's just one really optimal future that God has selected. But Keith Ward points out, think about it, there's probably multiple optimal futures that could happen. And God allows us to participate in that process by having a relationship with him and dialoguing with him, and we get to participate in which future we go down. So all are going to get to God's ultimate goals, but God will say, what about this future? And he allows us, the way he has set up creation, to participate in that decision making. So the same with Hezekiah praying to God to get more years to live. Similar thing. God can bring all things that work together for God, for good, for example, like Paul talks about. But there are probably multiple good futures, and God wants us to participate in reality because we're not just slaves in Christianity. We are also his children. We are also called to be beings that will one day judge angels. God wants us to participate in the forming and creating of reality.
And also, God's sort of like, he's letting people know, hey, you're involved in this.
Right.
You have a mediator here. Guess what? I'm going to listen to the mediator. Does God know what's going to happen? What he's going to do? Of course he does.
Mm-hmm.
If he's bringing people into all that, he's bringing people into it.
Yeah. Given that Islam fundamentally breaks YouTube's terms of service and community guidelines, wouldn't lawyers have a field day permitting such a violent, perverted ideology? I'm sure lawyers would have a field day with this for sure. Yeah.
Oh, I guess what you mean there is if you actually look, and this is true of anyone who makes hate speech rules, the Quran would violate all these hate speech rules,
Yeah.
right? Whatever hate speech rules you want to come up with, it's the Quran and the Hadith violate them.
Yeah.
And so, yeah.
Can you give your opinions on speaking in tongues? The way my church explains it has me conflicted. I don't believe it's a gimmick. Any insight appreciated. Yeah, I would recommend a video Lutheran Satire did where C-3PO lands at a Pentecostal revival meeting and tries to translate those languages. And he says, yeah, that's not what Paul's really doing. So check that video by Lutheran Satire. It's pretty good and pretty hilarious at the same time. When's the next live call-in show for Christians? I don't know when I'm doing one of them for Christians. Maybe we'll do one in the future. Maybe we'll do it in December, like end of year kind of thing. Flagging you guys for the Zoot flag Momo. It's very, very Islamophobic. The Bayesian Islamic Dilemma shows that Islam has 99% probability of being false. Lloyd Ramadan, you're saying there's still a chance. That will be the response.
Oh, yeah, Lloyd.
From
saying there's a chance.
Can you share a link?
Oh, by the way, so that'll be Than's video will be public on Friday,
Yep.
but I'm also it's actually a good introduction to like Bayes theorem and Bayesian reasoning and the odds form of Bayes theorem and stuff like that, and how to basically how to insert, not in the Zut sense, but insert evidence and numbers and stuff like that, and to use it and do the math. There is a way to do it without the math. So I'm going to be released at the same time, but I'm going to do kind of a math-free Bayesian Islamic dilemma. So this will be like a simpler version, but for people who are just really like, don't put any math in there, I'm not going to get it, stuff like that.
Yeah.
And then we'll link them together. So I'll say, hey, here's the nice, simple, no math version. And if you want Bayes' theorem in all its glory, then you've got Than's version.
Yeah, that'll be out Friday, both videos. Can you share a link to the video you just played? I'd love to share with everyone. Yeah, it's on Yemenite front. It's called Dawah Goes Wrong. Just search for it. I forgot to put in the video description, but
we're talking about the Yemenite front, but what about the Muhammad's rear?
Let's get back to that anyway, because there's some interesting stuff in here.
Refutations is necessary, but why do we need to name those we refute? There's no need, right? Our methodology. There are many of us, including
like us.
Isn't that funny? Like we name these guys. If we're talking about anyone, we name them. It's becoming a thing. It's always been a thing for some people, but they won't name names, right?
Right.
Like Yasser Qadi years ago, he would say David Wood. He's an evil, repulsive, vile jerk and stuff like that. Whereas now, more recently, it's I'm not even going to dignify them by naming their names, but there is one who's so awful. He tried to kill his own father with a hammer. It's like, okay, everyone knows who you're talking about, but hey, but they act like we're Voldemort or something. As long as we don't name them, then they won't appear. Well, you can't stop us.
We did a response to Sheikh Uthman because he did a response to Coley on TikTok, and he actually had blurred out Coley's TikTok handle. He don't want anyone to know.
By the way, that's why they don't want us. That's why they don't, right? They understand they have Muslim viewers,
right?
Sheikh Yasser Qadi. They all understand this. They have Muslim viewers, and they're worried if you say David Wood or inspiring philosophy or something like that, someone's going to be like, oh, let me go check out what this guy's saying, and they're going to leave Islam. They're going to leave Islam. They're terrified of that. I mean, they're terrified of that. So we just won't name them, and we'll make it harder to find them.
Are they wrong?
That'll save the da'wah.
Are they wrong?
No.
including myself, that when we start off, we have no idea about the methodology of giving da'wah. We think that, because we've spoken to someone about Tawheed, boom, we're da'is.
Very true.
Yeah. And even da'is is incorrect. It's du'at. Okay. Understand the terms.
We'll call it da'is. Tell us.
And so this is a very important stream, inshallah. This is something I really want to discuss with the brothers. Okay. And, we need to understand where we're going wrong and how to bring it back. Because at the end of the day, okay, we're killing the message.
Yes.
Especially with what we have seen in the last couple of weeks, MashaAllah, with John Fontaine, MashaAllah, taking on the biggest of the idiots. Okay. The biggest of the idiots.
Didn't he just say, like, let's not use that kind of like harsh language when we're attacking? But David Wood's an idiot, but we're not going to name Voldemort. Like, break your rule right away, bro. What are you thinking?
And since then, okay, how many times have we seen brothers talking about the Bible, talking about this and this and this? When was the last time? Let's be honest, ya ikhwah. When was the last time a da'i put on a stream, okay, and said to people, come to Islam, tell me why you're not a Muslim, right? That being the main essence.
Hey, call in, we'll answer that.
Yeah. No, guys, honestly, if they ever do that, go on there. All of you guys have been watching us. You've been watching a lot of these streams. Do that. Go on there and start throwing things like the Islamic dilemma. Bring up Muhammad and Aisha. Bring up the fact that there's no evidence for Islam.
Bring up the Al-Zut.
Bring it all up, because we're not afraid of them. We're not afraid of their bad arguments. You shouldn't be either. I love it when Christians go there, because even if you do bad, you learn and you get better and you keep going. I'm not worried at all that you're going to leave Christianity if you've been watching us, because you know these arguments. You know the evidence for Christianity. You know how bad the evidence for Islam is. Why are they afraid to send their people to us? Why is this guy being like, don't go to their streams, don't go to their streams? Why? We've got nothing to hide. We're not afraid of anything. We don't have a religion based on lies. Big difference here.
Off the stream. I'm talking about big channels. I'm talking about small channels. Okay? Just strictly talking about Islam, not talking about the Bible, not talking about atheism, not just bringing all people to Islam and really focusing on that rather than having an open thing, right? Keeping it concentrated on Tawheed, on the Quran, on the Sunnah, rather than
Yeah, if they bring up Tawheed, be sure to mention Allah's two right hands and his shin and all that stuff.
This dude lives in fantasy land, man. He lives in total fantasy land. Dude, we let the genie out the bottle, man. You can't put the genie back in, man.
Nope.
Too late. Nope. Too late.
an open buffet. When was the last time we saw that?
Open buffet. I think that was the Al Zut's nickname for Muhammad.
Bazinga.
Why is it that when we come up with things, we tend to try to copy the disbelievers with our phraseology?
What?
You know? Why? Why do we need to do that?
Because we're good.
Tawheed, ya ikhwa. At the end of the day, we need to understand that when we do da'wah, we are taking on the responsibility of the prophets. We are the inheritors of the prophets with regards to calling to Allah.
Doing a bang up job.
This is not a light thing. This is not a light thing. This is not about chasing the most popular enemy of Islam. You know, chasing around, you know, driving around, trying to find this person.
You were the last person mentioned. I assume it is.
Most popular enemy. Oh boy.
Trying to find that person, having a debate every week or every month. Okay? When you refute someone online, okay? If someone brings you an argument and you refute them, you don't go, oh, you've been smashed, bruv, right? You're just winning points. That's your ego. It's got nothing to. Where is this from the Sahaba? Where is this from the Rasulullah?
Look at this. I mean, on the one hand, you pointed out he's being a hypocrite, right? He's tossing around insults, but saying don't come at people like that.
Exactly.
But he doesn't get it. Yemenite. Listen to this. If you don't hear anything else, listen to this. The reason people like Muhammad Hijab and Ali Dawah and these kinds of guys are extremely popular, they understand their audience and they cater to their audience. They know there's this big world of Muslims out there who only respond to, oh, me stronger than you, me humiliate you. They don't care what the argument is. They don't care if it's a good argument. You could be saying the stupidest stuff ever and they'll love you. You don't even have to use real words. You can just say, bibbity, bobbity, bobbity, boobity, they've been humiliated, and they'll cheer. Yay! Oh my goodness, he's so strong.
Pretty much.
With you, no, we shouldn't be doing that. Here's what we should be doing. Great. Hey, brilliant idea. You do exactly what you're saying. You do exactly what you're saying.
Please.
And watch how popular you become.
Yeah. And
get used to your 6,000 subscribers, bud.
And I mean,
no one's going to listen to you.
I'd argue Islam breeds that mentality of that superiority. I mean, it says that we are the worst of creatures, Surah 98:6. But then it says that in Surah 3, I believe it says that Muslims are the best people that Allah has raised up. Surah 3:7 says, you reject the Quran, you're a person without reason. That breeds superiority complex. That breeds that. And so, like, it's completely different than in Christianity, where we say we're all sinners, we all need grace, we all have fallen short of the glory of God. So we're all on that same playing field. And so it diminishes that superiority complex. I'm not saying it gets rid of it completely, because we're still sinners. But Islam is breeding it with those kinds of verses that are in your Quran. That's why these people gravitate towards narcissists like Muhammad Hijab or Ali Dawah. They're not going to gravitate towards this mentality, because that's what they want to see. I mean, you can't get away from that, because that's what Islam breeds.
Yeah. So here's the awkward position. Guess what, Yemenite? You're right in a sense, right? You're right that here's what you're right about. what impresses Muslims is absolutely repulsive to non-Muslims, right? Generally speaking. In other words, when you're thumping your chest and we humiliate, we own them, and and meanwhile all you've said is completely idiotic nonsense, but you're still thumping your chest. That's very impressive to the Dawah fans. It's a pathetic joke to everyone else. So you're seeing that and you're going, this is bad. This is bad. And the more we engage with these people and act like this, the more like idiots we look to everyone who's watching, even though it's impressive to Dawah fans. So what's your solution? Well, let's not do that stuff. Well, guess what? If you don't do that stuff, you're never popular with the Dawah fans. You're just not. And so who is going to become popular with Dawah fans? You and your method, or chest thumping humiliator of the kuffar? You already know the answer. So you go ahead, do an experiment. Try it your way for the next 5 years.
Please.
You're still going to have 6,000 subscribers.
Where is this from Tabi'in? Where is this from Imam al-Shafi'i, rahimahullah, who was the best of debaters of time? Okay, when he won so many debates. How many times after he won a debate did he be like, oh, yeah, smash this fool? What is this? Beautiful point as well. Another thing is the praises. Stop praising Dawah in front of them. Stop it. Okay? This is a danger to us. You are putting a danger.
Here's what's amazing. That's all they've got.
That's all they got. No,
they're just down to chest thumping, right? They're just down to chest thumping and cheering. Oh, you've humiliated. That's all you've got left. And he's saying, hey, that's literally all we've got left. It's all smoke and mirrors, but let's get rid of that. Okay, then you've got literally nothing. You don't even, if you don't even have that, then you've got nothing, man. So,
and like,
sucks. Gosh, do you have any clue how much it would suck to be a Dawah guy right now?
They got a lot to deal with, but like,
it sucks, man. But like, we're in like the golden age right now of Christian apologetics and polemics, and these guys, it sucks to be them, man.
But like when we do our call-in streams, like we don't say like, yeah, we smashed, we destroyed you. Like last stream, again, we started in when we broke them down and we got them to start questioning Islam. We started inviting them to Christianity. Like that's what we do. So Yemeni is right to an extent that there are a lot of these Dawah guys have this mentality of I'm just going to go destroy the kuffar, and then you turn off a lot of people that could have been open. Like what we do on our streams, and we try to do this. We're not perfect at it, but what we try to do is be like, all right, Islam has problems. You want to challenge us? We're going to challenge you back. But if we start to see that things are getting through, we're breaking things down for them, it's starting to resonate, then we go, hey, have you ever read the Gospel of John? Have you ever considered Christianity? What do you know? Let's talk about this kind of stuff. And then you get them to start to go, hey, there's something really here. It's interesting. So we've been very successful in that. Okay, so Yemenite is actually kind of right that the way the Dawah guys sort of act turns people off to Islam, which is great. I have to just say, I mean, it's great the way this is sort of going for them. So I think he is right on some level. He is seeing the problems, but I don't think he's gonna be able to fix it. It's not going to work.
It's unfixable, dude.
Unfixable.
You guys are arguing about how to fix something that's unfixable, and that's why you can't figure. That's why you can't figure things out.
To our man, okay. It's very dangerous to us. We are human beings. We are not above reproach. We are not above corruption. We are not above falling. We've seen that, and it's terrifying. It's terrifying because every single time numbers go up on my YouTube subscribers, every time my number goes up on what do you call it, on my TikTok, I'm asking myself, what is the number that's going to reach that will corrupt me?
Which one?
Lowest ranking Muslim.
It's scary.
Okay.
It's so.
Is he insulting?
He's one of the guys who goes around false flagging people.
All right. Let's let me see here.
You hide user on this channel.
Hide user on this channel. Got it.
Hey, lowest ranking Muslim. Next time, don't go around false flagging people's stuff. Maybe you wouldn't get blocked from all these channels.
Very powerful. Yep.
So damn scary.
Deal breaker.
Okay? Because if we lose ourselves, we lose everything. And we lose ourselves when we lack the remembrance of Allah. And that's the key point. Okay? We are Muslims. We have to remember Allah often. And everything we do has to be in line with that. Okay, nothing to do with our egos, nothing to do with debates. We call people to Islam. And the worst thing you guys can do is not learn your religion. That's the worst thing you guys can do, is not learn your religion. It is a damn obligation upon you. We need to understand this. This is an obligation, not upon me because I'm a da'i.
Yeah.
It's upon me because I'm a Muslim.
Please.
Yeah. Learn what your book says about our book.
Exactly.
Learn it. None of you know it.
That's
None of
what
you know it.
That's what we were doing yesterday. We're talking to this poor kid who's just been. We're showing him hadith after hadith or Quran verse after Quran verse, and you could. It's like no imam has ever shown him this stuff. Like, why is it that we have to show him these hadiths he's never heard of in his life? Like, that's pretty bad. Like, wow.
And that's why they get bothered, right? That happens when that happens over and over and over again to you. It becomes like, yeah, you were showing him what Muhammad said about Jews and Christians paying the penalty for Muslims in hell.
Right.
Right.
Yeah.
So he's bringing it up. Hey, Christianity's unjust. Someone else dies for your sins. That's evil and unjust. Islam is just. And you're like, well, why does Muhammad say that Allah's going to punish Jews and Christians in hell for the sins of Muslims? Guess what? Never heard it before. But right now, it's going through his head. Why did I hear what my prophet said from Christians?
Exactly.
Why have I gone my entire life in the mosque and never heard what Muhammad said about this issue, even once, and I had to hear it from Christians? Might be able to get past that eventually, but as that keeps happening, wait a minute. Every time I hear what my prophet actually said, I'm hearing it from Christians, not from maybe I need to look into this for myself.
Yeah.
And that's when they're on their way out of Islam. And so we agree with Yemenite, learn your religion. But when we say learn your religion, we don't mean go to your sheikh and believe whatever he tells you. Go to your sources, read your sources, and prepare for shock. Prepare to be shocked at all the stuff that they have filtered out of your religion for you.
Yeah. Everyone, please be praying for the kid I spoke to. You could just say the kid that IP spoke to on Sunday. We definitely put some rocks in his shoes. He's going to have to meddle around. Hopefully he gets out of Islam and becomes to Christ.
All right. That's not it. And the worst thing I hear is every time someone comes up and they're like, Yemeni, mashallah, you've got so much knowledge. Damn it, I do not have a lot of knowledge.
No,
right? None of
that
definitely hasn't crossed my mind.
That's a soundbite right there.
of us have.
People always come to me and they say, Yemenite, you are the greatest Muslim of our generation, the most knowledgeable Muslim of all time. Why aren't you the supreme Muslim in charge of everything? Why aren't you our new caliph? And I have to say, no, I'm humble. I'm humble. What is this, man?
Oh, it's beautiful. It's beautiful.
No matter which da'i you point out, I can tell you for certain, they do not have the amount of knowledge that you give them credit for. We have a fraction. Walhamdulillah, Rabbil Alameen, for the fraction of knowledge that we have, because that fraction of knowledge has cemented our faith. Okay? But we have a responsibility with that knowledge. We are not donkeys carrying loads. We are Muslims that benefit from knowledge. We seek beneficial knowledge and we benefit from that knowledge. Okay? I want to stop hearing that. I want to start seeing my community and the community of other du'ats starting to really, really hone in on their religion. I want to see you brothers and sisters.
You got to listen to this guy.
Yeah, Ali Dawah. This guy's now in charge.
This guy runs the show. He's the most knowledgeable Muslim on the planet.
Yeah.
All his fans know it.
Know more than me. Because if you know more than me, then alhamdulillah, my job is done. I do not need to worry about any one of you in terms of shubuhat. Okay? And this is another thing. This leads me to another thing. Why the flip are we going to non-Muslim streams? Why are Muslims in general going to non-Muslim streams? I mean, like, I'm sorry. You don't understand the basics, the basic fundamentals of Tawheed, and then you think you're going to go onto a stream and refute non-Muslims that have dedicated their lives,
powerful,
and their wealth to come up with ways to make you look like an idiot, to make it look like you don't know your religion, to make it look like your religion is trash. And they know how to do it because of rhetoric and all of this stuff.
And evidence.
Yeah, we have this powerful technique we call reading the Quran.
Yeah.
It's very, very, very complicated, masterful technique. Takes years to get down.
All we do is read. And they go, no, they're just using rhetoric. Reading is rhetoric.
Read. We only read one word in the Quran. It's Muhammad, and then we read that and nothing else.
They know twist manufacturing, make you think why you're there in the first place.
Expose your hypocrisy.
Yeah.
And people, subhanAllah, they think, oh, you know, I'm the one guy that they can't do that to. I'm the one guy that you can't do that to. I'm the one sister that you can't do that to. Why? Why are you so sure?
Why? I'll tell you why. It's because your Quran says we are the worst of creatures. You are the best of people Allah has raised up. And if you reject the Quran, you're a person without reason. It's because the Quran fuels this superiority complex. That's why. That's why Muslims come onto these streams thinking they're going to outsmart us or refute us easily. They have been told over and over again throughout their lives they're the best that Allah has raised up. And if someone has rejected the Quran, they don't have a reason. That's why.
Here's what's amazing, because we keep pointing out that, like, he's right in his criticism, right?
Mm-hmm.
It's a situation where he's looking at this going, this is all wrong. This is not working. He's right about that. He's wrong about the solution, right? It's, look, this is wrong. This is not working. This is destroying the ummah. This is destroying Dawah. Therefore, you need to do this. No, guess what? You're right. This is destroying Dawah. This is destroying Islam. But that's not going to that's not going to work any better. Islam and Dawah are just being crushed.
Right.
And there's nothing you can do about it, Yemenite. Nothing.
Nope.
Nothing at all. So that's what you're missing. And so, yeah, it reminds me, like, when they're taking completely different responses to the Islamic dilemma, and they're arguing. No, your response is wrong. You should go with this one. No, your response is wrong. You should go with this one. Well, you're both right in that the other response is wrong. You're just wrong about you having a better response. There is no response to the Islamic dilemma except leaving Islam.
Yeah.
And so this is just a situation they're in. Yemenite, it doesn't matter what you do. You can thump your chest and call names. You could be the nicest person in the world. You can just sit on your channel, just preaching Tawheed all day long and never interact on the Christian channel. It doesn't matter what you do. You lose.
And you know why?
All we do is read. All you do is lose.
And you know why?
Without lies, Islam dies. Can't hide truth, can't spin those lies. Without lies, Islam dies. Dawah cries when the facts arise. Without lies, Islam dies. Can't hide truth, can't spin those lies. Without lies, Islam dies. Dawah cries when the facts arise.
You hear that? How you like that? How you like them apples?
Wouldn't Muslims be used to being at the bottom like Muhammad was 1,400 years ago? Good question. Good question.
Yeah, if you wanted some consolation, Yemenite, just as Dawah is just getting pummeled from every direction, all you should be thinking is, well, at least we know what Muhammad felt like on the night of Al-Zut.
Never knew why any sign of a kneeling man with his hands is a strong, grippy position until I learned of the Al-Zut. I emailed a few academics and PA-controlled Judea, whether there are any Dawah folks over there, and never got a reply. In your experience, is there? So in Judea, I guess in Palestine, like Dawah folks, I guess.
I wouldn't know.
Yeah. Probably not.
I would predict not many.
Yeah.
Because, like, you've got the Muslims, and it's very, like, clan-based atmosphere. And so you've got the Muslims and you've got the Christians, and most of the time they're probably not trying to set things off. Because
opening song slaps. Where can I find the last two? Yeah, it'll be up on our channel on Wednesday. We're gonna upload just a link, so just an independent video, so you all have that song. Get that song around. I've been talking to people. They think the chorus really resonates. They can just we want people to be hearing that more. Get that message in your head. Without lies, Islam dies. And so Than made the song. It slaps. It's perfect. It works. And so that'll help get that out. Fail is what 30th Al-Zut said to Momo's back after 29th of Al-Zut. Sorry, I had to get this in while Zut leader D Wood is here.
It's Zut Chieftain.
Zut Chieftain, get it right, soldier of Christ. I'm hoping Muslims who can't leave Islam at least reform to the old days. I enjoy studying the critical Orientalists, Joshua Little, Dan Brubaker, for example.
Well, here's the thing. So what do you mean by reform to the old days?
Yeah, that kind of makes me worried.
Here's the thing, and I've been talking about this for years, and like a bunch of people like freaked out when like Muhammad Hijab and those kinds of guys started taking over Dawah. People were like, oh, but it was so much better having respectful debates with people like Shabir Ali and so on. It's like, was that better? Was it better getting like a false picture of what Islam actually is? Isn't it better? I mean, I understand it's like uncomfortable with all like the idiotic nonsense and stuff like that, and the chest thumping and the insults, but isn't it actually better that people see what Islam really is? So yeah, I massively prefer the new Dawah. Yeah. If it was actually like having a serious discussion, no, I would obviously rather have a serious discussion with someone like Shabir Ali. If I really want to expose Islam, the Dawah guys will just do it for you.
Exactly.
They'll just do it for you. And so, yeah.
YouTube and visionary Kamara Few said he got a vision from God of people being damned to hell for celebrating Halloween. Yeah, he's lying, and that's complete and total nonsense because there's nothing in the Bible. Here's how you can judge a prophet.
How are you gonna say he's lying about his vision? You weren't there.
Here's how you judge a prophet. Okay, did he say something that's in line with the Bible? It's not necessary. Did he say something that goes against the Bible? He's a false prophet. This goes against the Bible. You're not condemned to hell because of works. This goes against Ephesians 2. You're saved by grace through faith, not of works, so that no man may boast. If we were saved by works of not celebrating Halloween, that would go against what the Bible teaches. So that's how you refute him. I did it in 30 seconds. You're welcome.
Yeah. And yeah, what you definitely want to point out is if someone is saying, I've got a vision that says that everyone who does this is going to hell. Okay, why are you relying on your vision, which no one can test or examine to see if you're right? Why are you relying on completely untestable vision to make your case instead of quoting chapter and verse?
Exactly.
It's because you don't have chapter and verse, which is why you have to say, I have a revelation.
I get a child bride. God said it's okay.
I got a vision. And the Lord said, everyone hand me $5 right now.
Hallelujah.
Or more. Or you're all going to hell.
If Muslims aren't meant to follow the example of Mo, why do they even bother learning how to read? Don't they realize when they try to explain the unclear parts of the Quran, they are breaking 5:101? Yes, yeah, absolutely. Yeah, they're caught in quite a dilemma there. Yapping needs to stop before he gets zooted. That's very Islamophobic of you. How dare you? How dare you? Is replacement theology anti-Semitic, or does God have two chosen people? Also, why is Christian suffering always undermined? It's because we are the most persecuted people in the world. It just is a fact that Christians are the most persecuted group. Even though we in the West are very lucky. But I mean, yeah, it's just the way it is. I would say it kind of can be. Replacement theology is just false. It's just false. We're not. Christ is the true Israel, and everyone in him is true Israel, Jew or Gentile. End of the day. There's no replacement theology.
Just so you know, every question Mises asks is going to be about Jews.
Of course it is.
He does not like Jews.
Out of morbid curiosity, was Aisha allowed to show her face to other men as long as she was wearing a hijab? I've only read parts of the hadith. I don't know. I've not looked into that.
No, sounds like she eventually had to completely cover.
Pretty awful. So are you going to tell us, Dearborn Christians, where we can come see you? Yeah, we got to pick a date. We're going to talk with God Logic about that.
Yeah, we have to go pick up God Logic from the airport in a little while. Then we're going to put together a plan.
Spring, I'd say.
These guys are both from very warm areas, and so heading up to Dearborn when it's minus 10 degrees or something like that during the winter is not going to work for them. So it's going to have to be, we either need to jump on it quick and get up there before winter or plan for spring.
Yeah, I don't know about how much time. I mean, I'm going to be in a couple days. I'm going to be in California, and
I know we're all pretty swamped here I'm pretty swamped all the way through November, that would already be in in wintertime. I would make it work if it worked for everyone else, and they said, "Yeah, let's jump on it. Let's up there." I'm guessing we're probably gonna have to set something up for spring, unless we do something indoors somewhere.
Yeah. I'm gonna be, for example, I'm going to be in at Progressive Community Church in, what is it? It's Stockton, California, this Saturday, speaking on Halloween. So busy week as it is. We are in Colorado filming a course refuting, critiquing Islam. That's why we're all here right now. That's why we're getting God Logic tonight. So a lot of stuff going on, guys.
Yeah, guys, this for a course. And guess what? The Islamic dilemma will be taught. People will find out about Muhammad and Aisha. People will find out about Muhammad and Zainab. People will find out about Muhammad and Mary the Copt. People will find out about all these things.
Oh, yeah. Yep, it's going to be good. It's going to be good. And we got a large organization. Are we allowed to say who it is?
We'd have to ask them.
Yeah. It's a very large organization.
A very large organization.
We're going to put this course out to all their chapters, and they now have thousands of chapters around the world.
Maybe billions.
If 72, 73 sects were wrong, is Messianic, is Islam true? I don't know what that is.
I know the point about the 72 or 73 sects is Messianic Islam.
No idea.
Yeah, I don't know what you mean by Messianic Islam.
Yeah, the song Islam Without Lies, Islam Dies will be out. It'll be out in 2 days. It'll be up on our channel because Than made it. It's pretty based, and we want to get it out as much as possible because it's catchy, and we want people to really be hearing that, get it stuck in their head, especially Muslims. David, what happened to the Islamic dilemma next year? Is it getting subbed out for satanic verses, mowing the Bible, or is it going to stick around with them? It's always going to be there.
Yeah, we're going to, but it's basically, notice how once something is set in motion and the groundwork is laid, notice that's why I mentioned earlier, I keep going on all these Christian channels, keep seeing Christian channels pop up, because once you're paying attention to the Islamic dilemma, YouTube keeps sending you stuff. It'll be these channels that I'm not familiar with, and they're sitting there, they're debating and just schooling Muslims on the Islamic dilemma.
Exactly. TikTok as well. I see it all the time.
Yeah. So basically, no, we're gonna keep adding to that. Me and Chris from Speaker's Corner both putting out books. There's still, just like this Friday when we have Bayesian versions of the Islamic dilemma coming out. And we were just talking earlier. There's so much stuff. There are entire books of early Muslim scholars in the early centuries of Islam, and how they're trying to figure this out because they realize the Quran affirms the Bible, and yet they're finding out that the Quran does not line up with the Bible and stuff. And watching them wrestle with these issues. The point is there's tons of stuff to put out, but
here's a good book.
We make an effort to lay some groundwork and then get everyone else involved. Once everyone else is involved, it sort of takes on a life of its own. It's already in motion. So the stuff we're doing next year, that's to get those things really in motion. Mm-hmm. The Islamic dilemma will be going ahead full steam.
Yep. I've been reading Abraham Fulfilled, a horrible written book.
Awful. Oh, it's super bad when you realize they'll cite something, and if you're familiar with what they're talking about, they're being massively deceptive.
Oh my! Is it ever?
It reminds me of when you were debating Daniel, and he's this study shows, and that study shows, and this study shows, and that study shows. Occasionally, he would cite something that I was familiar with. Like when he's like, oh, and the Catholic Encyclopedia says this. I'm like, wait, I've read that part of the Catholic Encyclopedia. That's not what it says, right? Occasionally he's talking about something that I'm actually familiar with. And it's like, wait a minute. If you're wrong on this, maybe you're wrong on all this other stuff. And then you show him he's wrong on all the other stuff, that he's wrong on all the other stuff as well. But it's the same with their case for Muhammad in the Bible. It's like, wait a minute. I read that paper by Bultmann. you guys are evil. You guys are evil if you're citing that, because that does not say anything remotely resembling something that would help you. And so here, but it's the same principle, right? It's the same principle as what Hakikachu was doing. Yeah. Let's cite all this stuff, and people who are too people who are never going to look at this stuff will think we're making a solid case here. Well, guess what? It's the same thing. We just have to sit down and go through all the stuff. We just have to sit down and go through all the stuff and expose it. It's going to be a lot of work, but we're going to do the work and expose them there. Because keep in mind, there's a reason for it, guys. There's a reason for it. The miracle of perfect preservation, they were using that for years. Now they can't use that. You still find the belief among Muslims at the popular level and stuff like that, just average Muslims who don't know that that's been completely obliterated. But that argument is, for all intents and purposes, dead. Dawah guys are not going to use that anymore. Scientific miracles, they can't use that anymore. But guess what? Now we're starting to say, what evidence is there for Muhammad? All the arguments you guys were using as your most popular arguments for years, they've all been completely debunked, and your Dawah guys have stopped using them. They're getting down to just a couple of arguments that are more difficult to give up. They're more precious to them. Guess what? Argument from perfect preservation, it was a made-up thing.
Yeah.
For the history of Islam, they understood there were variants and stuff like that. They understood that. They understood they had problems with preserving the Quran and so on. It's a modern invention to say perfect preservation right down to the letter. So guess what? They can give that up. It hurts them because that was their main Dawah go-to argument for years, but they can give it up. It's not essential to Islam. Same thing with the scientific miracles. It hurts for them to give it up, but it was a modern invention that started in the 70s. They started using that in the 70s, right? It's a modern thing. They can give it up. Muhammad in the Bible, not so easy to give up because that's straight out of the Quran. That's straight out of the Quran and the Hadith. So we've gotten them to abandon some of their main arguments. Now we have to start prying them away from some arguments that are absolutely essential to Islam.
Yeah.
But guess what? They're all leaving Islam one way or another.
Yeah.
This easy way or the hard way, guys?
I picked up Ben's Sonship and Jewish Mythicism. What section covers two powers? It's a giant book. I've not had a chance to read it yet. I got a copy, but I would just say read it. Like, what are you worried about? Like, just go for it, man. You got this. I wouldn't worry too much about that. Just read it. Let's get to one more super chat here. On the slave girl topic, Muhammad blatantly contradicts Surah 2:177 since he has so many slaves, even stops someone from freeing them. Let me pull that up in Logos here because we started using Logos more, especially since they gave us a free membership if we promote it. So I am obligated to promote it to keep my free membership. So if you guys want to try Logos for free, just go to logos.com/inspiring philosophy to get a free trial. But here is the verse. It is not righteous that ye turn ye faces to the east and to the west, but righteousness is he who believeth in Allah in the last day and the angels and the scripture and the prophets, and gives wealth for love of him to kinsfolk and to orphans and the needy and the wayfarer and to those who ask, and to set slaves free and observeth proper worship and payeth the poor due. So I guess you're referring to the parts about setting slaves free.
Yeah, basically, setting slaves free is a kind of good deed in Islam, and it can be a way if you've committed some sort of sin, a way of making up for that sin and so on. But you don't have you have to free your slaves or something like that.
Yeah,
it wouldn't make any sense. These guys were the kings of slavery for many centuries.
Yeah, biggest ass surah ever. But yeah, so anyway, this is a pretty been helpful. I've been using a lot for research, so we're going to start using it more definitely on the channel. If you guys are interested, there's a free trial membership below, and if you guys click on that link and get a free trial, it allows me to keep using Logos. I appreciate that. So anyway, let's get back to this video here, and then we'll do some more super chats, and then go get God Logic. Let's see here.
Why are you so sure that you're not going to go in there and you're not going to fall into Shubahat and then you're gonna smash it? You don't even know ABCs of Tawheed.
Good point. Good point. You're all ignorant.
So what delusion? What delusion do we suffer from?
You're correct.
Right? Now here's the thing. Our brother here saying,
go, dude.
I agree with that. Non-educated Muslims should not engage with these professionals. Professional Muslims, professional du'at should not engage with them. This is why you don't see us go to their channels, okay? Except in rare cases where
he's professional, and he's so professional he's not going to engage with us. What is going on?
Yeah, seriously. I mean, just imagine this guy getting his way, right? Everyone, suppose he got his way, and everyone says, "Fine, we will never engage with these guys ever. We'll just hide on our own channels and never." How's that gonna look? How's that gonna look? When we're sitting there, live call-in show, and none of you guys ever steps up to the plate. You're gonna look like the biggest bunch of cowards the world has ever seen. So that's what you got. Thump your chest and be exposed and humiliated, or run and hide and look like cowards. There's no winning this, dude. You guys still think, oh, I see the problem over there. Here's the solution. There's no solution. You are losing horribly right now, and it's just going to get worse.
And notice what he's saying. He's saying we're not going to go debate. So when we keep doing these call-in shows, because we're not giving up. I mean, like, we're on a roll. This is so great. So we're going to keep doing these average Muslims are going to be like, why are my Dawah heroes not coming here? Why are they not debating this? Where are they? That's going to look really bad on you for not coming and debating us. But if you do come, you're going to look horrible. So you're damned if you do, damned if you don't. You're screwed regardless.
Welcome to the life of a Dawah-gandist.
Dawah-gandist. Where are we? I was going to jump ahead to another section here. I wrote it down. All right. Yeah, I'm going to go to 1913 here. Is what I have written down.
Affect you. How many of our brothers and sisters have been mocked, right? That there is no respect for them.
What? Bro, you just called David an idiot.
Yeah, that was very rude. My feelings are
we dishonor ourselves. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has honored us with Islam, and we have dishonored ourselves.
No, he dishonored you with
and we have dishonored our da'wah. Okay, because we stopped calling to Allah, we started arguing. There is a difference between debate. There's a difference between discussion. There's a difference between da'wah. Da'wah is calling. You have to find yourselves in a position where you preach to them, where you are calling them to Islam, and then you discuss the things.
Okay, let me break this down for you. Yemenite. There's an American philosopher back in the day named William James. William James wrote one of the best essays in philosophy ever, one of my favorites. It's called The Will to Believe. Will to Believe. And he makes a bunch of, he clarifies a bunch of ideas and concepts in there. One thing he makes a distinction between what he calls live hypotheses and dead hypotheses. A live hypothesis is something that even if you don't believe it, it's still something you take seriously under consideration. Even if you think it's completely wrong and false, it's still a serious enough topic that you're willing to engage on it, right? And so a dead hypothesis is something you're not even interested in. It's like, it's a complete joke to you. You don't even take it seriously enough for discussion. So as an example here, take Greek polytheism, like Zeus and Poseidon and all this stuff. Very few people on the planet who would even take that seriously as a hypothesis anymore, right? There are people there. You still have polytheists and stuff, but Greek polytheism, it's a dead hypothesis. No one takes it seriously anymore. And if someone said, "Hey, I want to defend Greek polytheism," we wouldn't be interested in talking to the person, right? No one takes it seriously. Whereas if you take Christianity, it's a live hypothesis. Even if you reject Christianity, it's a live hypothesis. It's still something that a person be interested in discussing and arguing with and stuff like that. Islam, live hypothesis. Naturalism, atheistic naturalism. Still, like, I completely 100% reject atheistic naturalism. It is a live hypothesis, right? It's a live hypothesis, something people take seriously, and even people who think it's completely false, you still are willing to engage on that because you understand its significance. If you can't come up, if you're just inviting people to believe in Islam, and we're just completely destroying every foundation of Islam. We're completely exposing your prophet. We're exposing your book. We're showing that you guys are the biggest bunch of liars the world has ever seen. You're going to be preaching something and calling people to something that is going to become a dead hypothesis. It's going to become a joke.
Yeah.
And you're going to be inviting people to a joke. and you're eventually going to sound like someone saying, everyone come believe in Zeus and Poseidon. And people are like, what the heck are you talking about? That's idiotic. That's what it's going to be. So he doesn't seem to understand the point that people have to still take seriously what you're inviting them to. This reminds me, I just brought this up when I was out in California, but the Billy Graham Crusades back in the day, right? 40, 50 years ago, Billy Graham would show up, pack out a stadium, stand up, present a simple 10-minute gospel message, and tens of thousands of people would come forward to accept Christ as their savior. Who were those people, though? They were people who already believed in God. They already believed in the Bible. They already believed in Jesus. They just never made any sort of like commitment to him.
Yeah.
Right? It's people they believed in God all their lives. They believed in the Bible all their lives. They believed in Jesus all their lives. They just never said, okay, I accept it. I accept it. And so that's what he was calling them to. So in other words, they were people who already took it very seriously. They just needed someone to call them to it, right?
Mm-hmm.
Now, very hard to get something like a Billy Graham crusade where someone steps up, presents a message, and then tens of thousands of people come forward to receive Christ. Why? Because now there are tons of people who don't take any of it seriously. They don't believe in God. They don't believe in the Bible. They don't believe in Jesus, and so on. And so it's a different sort of environment, right? So what we're telling you is, if all the foundations of Islam and all your arguments are being completely wrecked and destroyed, you're going to find yourself in a very different position when no one takes your religion seriously and you're calling people to it. Calling people to what? Stuff they think is a joke.
Exactly. Let's get back to Yemeni here.
That they disagree with. Okay? So this is a calamity that we find ourselves in.
Oh, it is.
Okay?
Yes.
I don't want to hear these catchy words, okay?
No word.
All of this baked, cooked, smashed,
We don't want
wrecked, whatever it is.
That's what
I don't want to hear it anymore. Not here, not on any channel. That's not who we are.
I'm laying this down as a rule.
Because
when all this me, I am the supreme authority on all issues related to power.
When non-Muslims come to our channels and they start seeing this in the chat, oh, he got baked. When he sees that in the chat, he's like, this person here is to win an argument. He's not calling me to Islam.
Yep.
Now, of course, alhamdulillah, the sincere will accept Islam no matter what happens.
That's
okay, because Allah is the one who is in control of the heart.
Look, here's what's absolutely amazing to me, right? He's like, all the chest thumping, it's not really going to work in the long term. It's not.
No.
It's not. It's a disaster.
Yeah.
Running and hiding, that's not going to work either. So engaging with us, not going to work. Not engaging with us, not going to work. What is the only thing that could even potentially work? Having a good case. That's what would actually work. But you don't have it. You guys don't have it.
Nope. Not anymore. May have had one when no one knew anything about Islam. But now we know.
We're the ones with a good case, and people are catching on.
Hearts, not us. Okay? But you, as the Muslims, we do not know who's sincere, we do not know who's insincere, and we do not know what of our actions will bring them to Islam. We don't know which of our actions will drive them from Islam.
Well, I mean, like, with that logic, if you're going to take that determinist outlook that, like, it will, maybe the thump chesting will work. Maybe that's what Allah is going to use. How can you say that's not what he's going to use, bro? Like, maybe the thump chest, the Muhammad hijab, oh, I'm a UFC fighter, and I'm going and smashing. Maybe that's what Allah is going to use to bring someone to Islam. You never thought about like that, did you? You can't just assume that your tactics will work now, can you?
So we have to have hikmah. When people get refuted,
advise
them, think about it. Prove to them that you are critical thinkers, that you are people.
The and the hikmah.
What the fuck?
Advise them, think about it. Prove to them that you are critical thinkers, that you are people of reason.
I had to go back because I wanted you to hear that. I wanted you to hear that. I had to go back.
Prove to us that you're critical thinkers? What fourth dimension of hell is he speaking from? Because he's not speaking from this planet right now.
Man, I'll tell you, man. Anytime they try to solve the Islamic dilemma, that idea that you're a critical thinker goes out the window. I'm like, nope, no.
Hey, Yemenite, you want to prove to me that you're a critical thinker? Watch Than's video on the Bayesian Islamic dilemma and explain what's wrong with it, and then I'll be like, wow, this guy's a critical thinker here.
Coming out Friday. You got some time to learn Bayes until then, but they'll teach you Bayes in the video regardless.
People of intellect.
On what planet would any of these guys get it if they spent the next 5 years studying it?
Unfortunately, I have to agree.
People of evidence. When I see my comment sections from my lives, okay, and my videos, I barely see constructive criticism of the conversations. I just like, well done, Yemeni. I don't need that, okay? My reward is with Allah, okay? You don't need that.
If you want constructive criticism, listen to this live stream. We're giving you all kinds of constructive criticism.
Right here?
Yeah.
But he's right. The Muslims rarely do that. Like with your debate with John Fontaine, they just flooded the comment section. Oh, John Fontaine won. He smashed. It was over. But no one was saying what John Fontaine said that was so convincing that he beat you. They didn't have anything, which should tell you, the viewer who has critical thinking, that, oh, they're just trying to flood the comment section to gaslight you into thinking John Fontaine did well. Because none of them are bringing up really valid points that John made. Because he didn't have any good points. He did horrible. David destroyed him by actually using critical thinking skills. And John Fontaine was just like, yeah, but there's some mystery in Injil no one ever heard of, and they didn't preserve it because no one cared to preserve a work that prophesied Muhammad. Like, no one in the comment section who was a Muslim rooting for John Fontaine gave constructive criticism or reasons John Fontaine won. They just said, oh yeah, he won, and hoping that they could gaslight us. That's what happened.
You know what that reminded me of right there? That we need to show them that we're the critical thinkers. It's like, good luck with that. But it reminded me years ago when there was that leaked Tom Cruise Scientology video.
Yeah.
When it was just for like recruiting people like in there.
Right.
Someone leaked it, right? They actually got Tom Cruise to record a video for like potential, people who are interested in Scientology. This was not meant for the public. It wasn't meant for YouTube. This is meant, you're going in there, you're interested in Scientology, and you hear, oh my goodness, I'm hearing a recording from Tom Cruise to tell me all about this. But in that video, he starts, we are the authorities in psychology. It's like, what planet do you live on, dude? You think Scientologists are the authorities on all these? No one takes Scientologists seriously on any of these issues.
Nope.
But he's sitting there running his mouth about how we're this, that's what it's like when we're critical thinkers. Where? In fantasy land? Definitely not here on planet reality.
Let's go to this section here. I thought this was interesting.
Willingly or unwillingly, we are the slaves of Allah. So we should strive to make people willingly become the slaves of Allah rather than unwillingly.
Look, you can leave Islam willingly or unwillingly.
Because the hellfire is real, ya akhwa. Okay? And there are some people that definitely deserve it, and we treat them in such a way. But most of the people are ignorant.
That really stuck out to me because it's like, so this is the difference between Islam and Christianity here, is that notice what he said. He says that some of us, probably you and I, deserve the hellfire, and they're going to treat us like we deserve it. This is what I'm talking about with Islam, creating a superiority complex from the Quran. What does Christianity teach? We all deserve hell. We all deserve separation from God. But God loves us so much, he sent his only begotten son. Whoever believes in him should not perish but have eternal life. Notice the difference. You can't feel superiority to anyone from the teachings of Christianity because we are sinners. We all need saved. In Islam, there are some that are better than others. There are some that are more worthy than others.
Put that one up because I don't know what they mean.
This one?
No, the super chat there.
Yo, D-Wood, did you check your gram? I sent you a video that Islam needs the Bible to make sense. Also, I don't understand the Al-Zut jokes.
I don't know what you mean by gram.
I don't know what that is either. Maybe Instagram. Instagram. That's what he means.
I'm not on Instagram.
Someone else is, yeah. That is not how that works, Caleb. Someone else is running his Instagram. Sorry.
I've never been on Instagram in my life.
Yeah. He doesn't even know what gram means. Come on. Let's go back to this clip, and then I'm going to get to some more super chats in a bit. Who is it?
What's that?
Turn down service? We're good. Who is it? Someone's at our door.
Who's it really? You want to go answer?
Yeah, I'll go answer. Let me go answer the door. Figure what's
I'll
going
just
on.
sit here and chat with
You
everyone.
sit there and chat with everyone.
Well, I can't. I can't even see the comments, man.
Oh, we're good. It was literally turned down service.
Whoa.
Sorry about that. Should have put a do not disturb sign up.
What's
Anyway,
turn down service? Like,
they make the bed. It's like, it already is made.
we just got here.
I don't know.
Like, wait, is he going to go knock on my door too?
Probably.
Wait, if I'm not there, is he going to walk in and like do something to my bed?
No. Because he's going to see it's already made.
Okay.
We should not make ourselves seem like we are ignorant people who get distracted by nice words, by mere, followings, okay? Idolizing and, praising men that are no different, okay? And the methodology, as we mentioned, akhlaq. Okay, so first thing, your tawheed, your knowledge, your ilm, as the brothers have mentioned on the channel, okay? Your etiquettes.
Your haq.
The etiquettes of seeking knowledge, the etiquettes of seeking of giving da'wah.
The etiquette? Like, what etiquette? Like,
He lives in a fantasy land. He's like one of these like idealists who come along. Here's the way things should work in my mind, and since they can work in my mind, and I have this fantasy land. It's like communism or socialism, right? It works perfectly in people's heads. Hey, we should just all do things like this. It doesn't work in reality. So he's sitting here thinking of this world where I just go online and I say, everyone, I invite you all to follow Muhammad. He's such a great guy. Just follow him. And everyone goes, oh, okay, we will. Oh, yay. How do we convert? And sorry, sport. Not going to work.
Yeah, and he just got done saying, some people deserve hellfire and we will treat you like that. But now he wants to talk about etiquette and treating people well. Notice this guy talks like he'll say one thing, he'll forget what he said 30 seconds ago. And then I'll go on and say, we need to be really nice and respectful. But 30 seconds ago, he's saying, some people deserve hell, and we're going to treat them like that. Like that idiot that debated John Fontaine. It's like, bro, pick a narrative. Are you going to be nice, or are you going to be a Dawah, bro? Pick one. You can't do both. Do you know how Ben and Grace Thorpe are? I saw them on Modern Day Debate Channel debating Israel, and I have to say those two are the biggest idiots I've ever seen on YouTube. I don't actually know who that is.
Never heard of them.
Yeah. Saw a review of Heretics starring Hugh Grant. Huey states that all the religion is a copy of the crafty going back to Horus. Left a message that I would go get Lutheran satire and IP.
Yeah, everyone wants to pick on the Mormons.
They're going to push that Horus crap. It's nonsense. I thought Dawah was Islamist success story. Yeah, that's what they say, but they know they're dealing with an avalanche of apostasy, and now they're fighting amongst them. I heard on Good Report that they're fighting amongst themselves.
You're all doing it wrong. No, you're doing it wrong. No, you're doing it wrong.
It's all bad. It's all bad. Now they're running from us on debates, as you heard clearly. Today is a good day. I get to play RuneScape and watch Dawah wither. Yes, it is a good day. Proposal for new medical term, zoot shoot. Zoot shoot.
As in nailed Muhammad in his zoot shoot.
Now the tactic is to say that we are using the dilemma to prove the authenticity of the Bible, which they call the Christian.
Which we've never done. I've never even heard anyone do it.
Yeah.
But I keep hearing them say that's what it does.
The only thing I've said, listen, if you're going to follow the Quran, then you should just believe in the Bible. So why not be a Christian? Like rhetorically. But nowhere have I ever been arguing with an atheist. Well, the Quran confirms our scriptures, therefore, no, I've never done that. It's complete nonsense.
Yeah. So, how do I put this? If I say Jesus rose from the dead, and a Muslim were to say, it's one thing if an atheist says no, miracles don't occur, then you want to give some sort of defense of the existence of God and the possibility of miracles. If a Muslim were to say, no, Jesus didn't rise from the dead because miracles don't happen and the dead don't rise, my response would not be a defense of miracles or an argument for the existence of God, or even a case for the resurrection at that point. My response would be, wait, you're a Muslim and you just said miracles don't happen? What do you do with the Quran? You've just destroyed your Quran. Now imagine me doing that, saying, "Wait, you as a Muslim are not allowed to argue what you're arguing for right now. You're not allowed to use this response. Come up with a different response, one that you're allowed to use. You are not allowed to use this. Why? Because your position commits you to the existence of God and to miracles having occurred. Therefore, stop saying that miracles don't occur." Right?
Mhm.
That would not be my defense of the resurrection. That would be me pointing out that your response to me is completely stupid and invalid. And if that's your position, you're actually destroying your own religion with that position, right? But it's the same thing with the Islamic dilemma. Hey, your Bible's been corrupted. Then your God and your prophet are wrong. They are. As a Muslim, you are, according to your Quran, you are not allowed to use that argument. We're pointing it out to you. Why are we pointing it out to you? Because your leaders have spent your entire lives lying to you about this issue. We're letting you know the truth, that if you take these claims seriously, they destroy your religion. And what do? Oh, this is your defense of the Bible. This is not my defense of the Bible at all. This is me destroying your religion.
Dad joke. What do you call a struggle fought with emotion? An emojihad. Powerful, powerful. I'm guessing Christian Gadfly rolls hard with the law when he stops laughing and he brings friends. Hint Muslims, let the Wookiee win. Yeah, but Christian Gadfly is an attorney, so just be careful. Just be careful. Let's keep everything clean, Dawah guys. Don't start doing copyright strikes. We know a guy. IP, what's your take on election predestination? I have a moral aversion to Calvinism, but anytime I argue with Reformed people, they accuse me of putting my own reasoning over what Jesus Paul makes clear. Check out Tim Stratton, Free Thinking Ministries. He's done a lot on that if you want to get arguments against Calvinism. So he would be the guy to go to for that. So check that out, Angel Gonzalez, and hopefully that helps. Free Thinking Ministries, Tim Stratton. Y'all should do more lives in hotels because the funny hits different, but not how Momo got hit different by the El Zut. Powerful.
Good point.
Dawah, OnlyFans. Momo copied pagans. They copy Momo. Very Islamophobic. Yemeni having his damn it, am I retarded moment. Feels like it. Beautiful children of the dilemma. Hid bless you. Did you see Hamza did a refute video on Al Zut? I did not.
Oh yeah, I haven't seen it. We'll definitely go through it. Not the way the Al Zut went through Muhammad, but we'll definitely go through it. But I heard he was having a discussion with the Muslim cowboy. And they're trying to explain them. One of them is trying to get the other to explain the meaning of the word, right? And they're like, oh, but what does the Arabic really mean? Is going, oh yeah, it means mounted or rode. Like, I mean, but what else does it?
The best I've heard, I think Dean Response said, it means it's a slang term to mean crowding. I think that's what I heard him say. So he's saying, yeah, the word doesn't mean that, but it could be a slang term. I'm like, I got to talk to I ran by like I think Ish and Jai, and they're like, no, it doesn't mean that at all. So, but I need to look more into that. Petition for D-Wood IPAP Jai and Godlogic to play World of Warcraft together. What do you think we are, children? I don't have time for that. I got to destroy Dawah. I got to focus on that. Can't be learning games.
Yeah, the only modern games I've played are Call of Duty Black Ops Zombie Mode and
Nice.
Halo Wars.
Yeah.
Other than that, I only know video games from the 80s and 90s.
Were the best. They were the best. Could you make an AI song of Burl Live singing that Christmas is not pagan?
Burl Ives.
Burl Ives. Okay. God bless. Love your work. I'll look into it. I'm not the songwriter. Than is the songwriter. I have no musical talents whatsoever. Muhammad was the playboy in his days. He was the what did the Scottish Korean say? He was the Bonnie Blue.
The Bonnie Blue. I was just checking when. Yeah. I was just making sure when Godlogic was getting here.
Yeah. I don't believe in Islam because I have read the Quran. It's a good way to not believe in Islam. The Quran consistently claims to be clear and therefore shouldn't have any unclear verses. That there are dozens of unclear verses, meaning Islam is false for being unclear. Yes, absolutely. Big contradiction we like to bring up. We'll be bringing that up for the course tomorrow for sure. Thoughts on the historicity of the biblical account of David and Solomon in regards to Finkelstein's view that attributes the wealth of the DNS to the later northern Israel. So David and Solomon, yeah, that's a very fringe view. Most do think that they're there was a David and Solomon, and there's a lot of new archaeological evidence showing that there was wealth in that region. He wants to say it's all under the Omrid dynasty, but I mean, a lot of the evidence for his hypothesis is very speculative as well. So I'm going to do some stuff on that in the future with David Folk, for example, and some others as well. We're going to go through and give all the evidence for the David and the monarchy under David and Solomon. There's a lot of data to go through, though. God Logic already spilled the beans on the org. Oh, so he said it was. He already said it was. Well, that's fine. I don't think they were going to care. But
No, I don't think they will either.
yeah,
But
it's Turning Point USA. So yeah, big organization.
this was planned by Charlie Kirk,
Yeah.
and it was already set up. It was set up before he was assassinated, and
Mhm.
then after he was assassinated, we're like,
We still doing
we're
it?
supposed to go out and record, but we will not mention this because they're dealing with stuff, and then eventually they'll tell us if it's still on, and then very shortly they let us know. No, this was a priority for Charlie, and so this is going on no matter what.
They're steamrolling ahead, is what they said. They want to keep going. They want this Islam course out.
Smart.
I was told it was a mandate from Charlie to get this course on Islam out. And now Turning Point is adding thousands of new chapters. Everyone's going to learn how to refute Islam. Dawah tables will never be safe again after this. Mises always talks about the Jews, but the same thing can be said about your obsession with Muslims.
I criticize both Judaism and Islam. Both are antichrist. Mises, you sound like an idiot right now. What are we talking about right now? we're talking about Yemenite saying, hey, stop debating these guys, blah, 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 blah. We're talking about that. What do you come with? What about Jews? What about Jews? What about Jews? What about Jews? Yesterday we had a topic, right? We're talking about Mamdani. We're talking about Mamdani being the next mayor of New York. What do you come at? What is every super chat you were sending? But what about the Jews? And what about the Jews? And the Jews did this, and the Jews did that, and the Jews did. You're saying that that's no different from me? So I just sit around all day going around to live streams on topics that have nothing to do with you whining about Jews. I mean, so I do this and I go, Muslims, right? So I go on to, I just jump on live streams that have nothing to do with Muslims, and I start going, but what about Muslims? They're taking over the world. What about Muslims? That what I do?
Pretty ridiculous.
No, get it through your head, dude. You're a freaking delusional nut job. This level of obsession where it doesn't matter what the topic is, I have to complain about Jews in this situation.
Mm-hmm.
Dude, you're like that. I'm not like that.
Mm-hmm.
He's not like that. You've got a freaking problem and trying to tell you about the problem and you just get mad about it.
Yeah. If we see a video that's wrong, should we say something, or would the interaction help them? I want to interact, but afraid of boosting for the algorithm. I mean,
it's a judgment call.
Yeah, you got to learn to be a critical thinker and make the judgment call on that. West Huff came to Australia. Well, IP reveals denomination. Yes, here's what you have to do: find the tree that I carved my name in, and Wes Huff carved his name in. It's the same tree. Find that tree, then come find me in person, and I'll tell you my denomination. So find the tree. You have to take a picture of yourself by the tree, then come find me, and I'll tell you. It's pretty simple. Pretty simple.
Or since that would be very expensive, you could just give me $20 and I'll let the cat out of the bag.
I'll tell you, he'll reveal that I'm a Mormon. Torah is corrupt. Okay, then are the 10 Commandments corrupt? No. Then why did Moses shatter each and every one of them? I hope he repented before dying.
That should be one of their main arguments. He can't be talking about your Bible, David, because he violated all of the commandments in your Bible, David.
To debate or not to debate? That is the dilemma. The new Islamic dilemma. Should they debate us or not?
That could be a little. You can play clips of people saying, "No, we have to destroy these guys," and other, "No, don't interact with them." And it's the Dawah dilemma.
Yeah, I figured it wasn't like the command to free slaves, but if Muhammad by Allah is morally perfect and an exemplary, then he'd do the good deed. Yeah.
Well, that's not the deed he was focused on doing when it came to slaves. Let's just say that.
Mm-hmm. Their English requires much correction. Very true. Very true. Prove you're critical thinkers. Yet Muslims do not engage the brain on any level. Just ignore truth. Pretend What you want to believe is true. This is the proof.
We need to show them that we are deep thinkers in philosophy and science, and we are the great learners of the entire world, which is why we win so many Nobel Prizes.
Yo, David Wood, do you check your? We already got this one. No, he does not check his gram.
How many times are you going to read this?
Michael, how would you sit and listen to? Could you sit and listen to Beck Lever and his crap without going crazy? It's called patience. It's called having notes in front of me. So I started writing stuff down. So I got back to everything he was saying that I wanted to get to. Even with that, I couldn't get to all his crap because he just was going on and on and on. He has Beck Lever is a great guy. He sat there and Sean Mike Kelly was like, did you see IP's debate with Daniel Kikachu on child marriage? And Beck was like, what? He's into what? I want to debate Daniel Kikachu on child marriage. And I'm like, Mike, set it up, Sean, set it up. Like, you should get Daniel Kikachu, Beck Lever debating child marriage in your studio. Go. Like, so he's as I said in the debate, he's one of the good guys. But the problem is he's the minority in Islam.
What the heck is Beck Lover? Does that mean he's a lover of Beck, or that's his name, Beck Lover, or BEK stands for something, and he's a lover of that? Like,
that's his name.
Is like Ed Lover?
His name is Beck Lover.
Like his actual name on his license? Is
I believe
Beck Lover?
so. Yeah.
Like Ed Lover?
Yeah. Ortho Zutlip Muslims. What is that a picture of?
That's
it's an eggplant.
Orthodox lips.
IP David Wood, do you think Islam has decreased the IQ of people in regions of Southeast Asia, Africa? Also, can you say something nice about Mike Winger? Yeah, he's not here. That's nice.
Saying he's not here, that is a nice thing to say. And I'll say probably the best thing I can say about Mike Winger is he makes everyone else look good by comparison.
I don't know if I could say based on research that it's decreased the intelligence of people. I need to see a multivariable analysis. So I'm not just going to make that kind of claim.
You can say that the 40 generations of first cousin marriage has...
Oh, well, yeah. There you go. Yeah, that can do it. Yeah, Instagram. Yep, you already are there. Where's the word certainty? It is. Where's the word certainty? Turned out service offered, yes, by the El Zut. It's great that IP is going after Islam with super
Muhammad's
intensity.
walking through the desert. Hey, we got a turnout service over here. Like, whoa.
With super intensity that Dawah people are running away from him recently. Ali Beth Stuckley invited. Raymond Ibrahim Honor Show.
Oh, yeah.
Excellent. More Americans need to go. Yeah. The reason why I'm going after Islam with such intensity is like I saw his debate with Kenny Bomer. Not in the Azut sense, no, and I was like, wow, Islam is pretty evil, but I got a bunch of other stuff to focus on. And I kind of got distracted. But then Daniel Kikachu challenged me to debate child marriage, and that's when everything changed.
Thank you, Daniel Kikachu.
Everything
I'll never utter those words again, but thank you, Daniel Hakikachu, for convincing so many people that Islam is so evil, they need to respond to it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I saw that your debate with Kenny Boomer, and I made a post, and I was like, I should go after Islam. But then I got distracted with my normal stuff, and then Daniel saw it, screenshot it, and challenged me to debate it, and that's when all bets were off. Garkit ain't no snitch, Christ is king. Based. Zoot Suit Riot song is forever changed for me. Is that one of AP songs?
I don't know.
Can you?
He's got his. We need to take some requests. Actually, yeah, we need kind of like a redneck bar, the one that has a band, right? Because he made a country song about Zoot, right? Zoot, right? He made a country song. I'm willing to actually dress up in a cowboy hat and stuff like that and sing the song on stage, and we can have an actual band there. Vocab, we want vocab like line dancing, but with like a bunch of like Pakistanis behind him, shirtless Pakistanis behind him, singing. He'll be line dancing to the Zoot Zoot song with like 30 dudes behind him and stuff, and I'll be singing it. That'd be a classic video. So, but we need the bar, and the band. So I'm bringing this up because I bet there's some of you out there who like know a bar and know a band. And just be like, all right, we can set it up.
Can you add mod? I had some mods. Some people I have seen here frequently So I just added some mods for you. These Dawah streams feel like South Park brought to life. I pray these people come to know the truth in Christ. God bless. Yes, absolutely. The hoops you got to jump through to make Dawah work are absurd.
Not like the hoops. Had to jump through.
The best thing they can do is ignore the dilemma. It's bad enough for them that Fontaine's idiotic pamphlet will live forever on the web. They are damned if they do, damned if they don't. If they try to refute it, they're going to look stupid, as John Fontaine was. If they ignore it, we're going to just keep using it. They got no options now. They're screwed.
Can you imagine? Because it's like tons of people are finding out about it, but there's still like more and more and more people are going to find out about it, right? And like, you guys are panicking now. You guys are freaking out now. See how you're feeling this time next year. Going to be feeling like Muhammad on the night of Al-Zut.
Beck Lover, the BFF of Dawagandist Sony Faz, made attacks against Christian YouTubers on Sony Faz YouTube channel. The attacks were especially focused on Sam Shamoon. Yes, Sony Faz is another guy I want to debate. I'm going to see if I can get Sean Mike Kelly to set that up, because I'll go back to Vegas to do that for sure. Reading the Quran, Muslims deny the Trinity, but all throughout the Quran, Allah keeps referring to himself plurality. I did a video on that back in July.
Yeah.
On why does Allah say we? It's insane. So check that video out.
Yeah. General point, right? It's like when we point out, hey, why does Allah over and over again refer to himself as we all the way home? We ask that. And then Muslims today will say, aha, it's the plural of majesty. It's more majestic to refer to yourself as plural. And then so one relevant point to respond to that is, well, what's the underlying assumption there? The underlying assumption is that it's greater and more majestic to be plural, right? But Islam always maintains that monotheism is the truth. Monotheism is the truth. Okay, so monotheism is the truth, but being plural is more majestic. Well, great. Then the Trinity is a more majestic position, and Allah has to basically portray himself as we, even though he's not. He has to portray himself as majestic, even though he's not. But the Trinity would be a more majestic position according to the Quran itself. So that's one point. And then the point that Mike makes is, you made the point that Muhammad didn't seem to know how to respond to it.
Yeah, in the
Surah 3 verse 7.
In the Sirah, the Christians bring this. Why is Allah saying we? And then that's when Surah 3 verse 7 is delivered. There's some other parts of that surah as well. And he's like, we don't know.
So that's another very relevant point, that Muslims today, it's the plural of majesty. The exact same objection was brought to Muhammad, and his response is, only Allah understands certain things.
Yeah, he didn't say
his response was not, this is the plural of majesty. And by the way, little side note, who was bringing that objection? Arabic-speaking Christians.
Yep.
So you have Muslims today, don't you know, in Arabic we have the plural of majesty. Why were Arabic Christians coming going, why does your God refer to himself as we? Why is that? Why is he doing that? So anyway, if put it this way, if Muslims today are right, it's obviously the plural of majesty, Muhammad didn't know it.
Yeah, exactly. I hope Ish follows through on his assault case, video evidence, and police still trying to asking him what he did to get punched. Yeah, which is absurd and Christianophobic. The fact they're asking Ish why he got punched at Speaker's Corner. I should have him back on to talk about that assault because that's pretty messed up. He got attacked at Speaker's Corner because he's an ex-Muslim.
Didn't see any of that.
Yeah, he got punched in the face. I saw it the other day. Hopefully he goes through but of course the police are like, well, what did you do to deserve that? Like these.
Oh, you hurt their feelings by being an ex-Muslim? Well, you deserve it, scum. We'll lock you up.
Yep, exactly. I nominate IP for non-denominational pope. I'm not a non-denominational Christian. I'm not a secret Baptist. So that won't follow through. I told you, I've said very clearly, not saying my denomination, but I have said I left evangelical church and I go to a high church now. Whatever that is, that's all I tell people. For calling Mises an idiot. Well, yeah, he's an idiot. Send in more super chats. He's an idiot. Now send in more. IP man, I would like to hear more Mormon polemics. We need Mormon dilemmas. D Wood is weak here.
This from Brigham Young.
Well, the funny thing is, after we left the Dawah tent on Saturday, we walked past 2 Mormon missionaries, and I was like, let's record a conversation with them. Super nice guys. Let us record. Great conversation with them. So I'll have that up soon. and nothing bad to say about them, but I mean, Islam is much bigger and they want to violently subjugate us. I'm going to focus on that. May God continue blessing your ministry. Thank you, Gabriel. You've been added as a moderator. Ortho Lips Muslims, would you rather be named Mike Winger or Beck Lover?
Beck Lover.
There you go. Beck Lover sounds like a
stupid name,
but my favorite's a psychopath. Oh, David's there too. How dare you? How dare you? I'm only half psychopath. That's what John McCrae said I am. I'm half psychopath. Has Cameron the Italian from Capturing Christianity ever debated Muslims? I don't know if he has.
It would be weird because of his extremely heavy Italian accent and how he has to relate everything to like spaghetti and Italian food and stuff like this. He goes, "Your position this is like in the Mario, right?" And I don't think people would really. I don't think that debate would do well.
This is the best impression of Cameron Bertuzzi I ever heard. I saw the frustration in your eyes. You gave him too much respect for letting him speak clearly. He slaughtered Sahih al-Bukhari. D Wood comment on video. Which are you talking about?
Wait, I saw the frustration in your eyes. You gave him too much respect by letting him speak clearly.
Is this your debate or my debate? I don't know.
He slaughtered Sahih al-Bukhari. D Wood comment on video. He slaughtered Sahih al-Bukhari. I don't know what that's referring to.
I don't know either. No. I found out cousin marriage is legal in several states here in the U.S. Any advice on how we can end this in our states? Yeah, write to your local state representatives and tell them to start passing laws to end this.
Yeah, and give them statistics on the impact that it has. I've even seen it. I don't know if it's true, but I've seen it suggested that the reason Europe took off and started outpacing most other parts in the world was because they outlawed first cousin marriage, and it affected the entire population very quickly.
Yeah, that happened in Catholicism, but then Protestant countries did allow it for some time before they outlawed it again. So like Darwin married his first cousin, for example. What would you call the name of the band? How about the Moon Splitters?
That would be funny.
Dr. Omar,
country band, the Moon Splitters.
Muslim. Am I able to come on now? No, come on Thursday. We gotta go pick up God Logic soon. We're not gonna have time to have a big long debate here. But Thursday we're doing another call-in stream. You can come on then and talk to us. And make sure your mic works, because Thursday you called in, your mic wasn't working. Get that figured out. We pulled you up and your mic wasn't working.
But
sad.
Dr. Omar, I hate to point out the obvious, but don't you know that Yemenite is the supreme authority on all issues related to Dawah, and he has ordered you not to call in? Powerful.
Who's the idiot again? IP, say it again. You got it. Mises. He's an idiot. Absolutely. Jew-hating idiot. Hijab's response to Muslims' Nobel Prize was to ask how many black people won Nobel Prizes. He said the same excuse can be given to Muslims, except they don't. It's his reaction to DeGrasse Tyson. That's interesting. We should look that up.
Pretty racist.
Pretty racist, yeah.
Pretty racist.
Is John 8:1 a forgery? Which is that? Trying to think what that is.
Wait, what did he say? I thought he said 8:1 to 11. So that's the passage about the woman caught in adultery.
Oh,
he's saying it a forgery. The position is that it wasn't originally in John, right? It wasn't originally in John. That's the position. That doesn't mean that it's a made up story, because you have it even appears in a manuscript of Luke. So the idea is that it was a story that's circulating about Jesus, and people are like, why is this not included? This needs to be included. And so it would be put into a second edition of John. Or people are just like, we can't let this story not appear in the gospel. So that's different from being a forgery. Even the Gospel of John acknowledges, hey, this doesn't contain everything Jesus did.
Yeah. I mean, they're saying it's absent from the oldest manuscripts on Logos.
That's the position. So you have multiple possibilities here. Either there's the original edition of the Gospel of John, and then people are like, hey, why don't you put that in there? And they're like, the author of the Gospel of John is like, okay, let's toss it in there. And so you end up with different versions. Or it wasn't in the original. It wasn't in the original Gospel of John, and someone later adds it, but it's still a story that's circulating. And so, but the idea is you shouldn't base your theology on something that's questionable. So you can't just say forgery. You can't just say it's made up or something like that. But since there is doubt about it, then you wouldn't want to base theology on it. But no one does.
Yeah. How would need Yasser Qadhi to respond to Islamic dilemma? How would he respond? It might break online dawah. Ooh, that would be hilarious. Yeah, we need to get Yasser Qadhi to respond to Islamic.
Oh, he
dilemma.
will eventually, but it's not going to be by engaging with us. It's
No.
going to be, and some people think that there is this argument called the Islamic dilemma that has been put forward by the Islamophobes. Brothers and sisters, do not engage with these people. Yemenite is right. Do not engage with him.
Alhamdulillah.
Alhamdulillah.
Moses was a Levite, not a Jew spiritually or ethnically. Him along with Jesus and Abraham submitted to God. Islam is a way of life, not a new religion. Our Lord is one. Keep saying 3 is 1. LOL. Well, thank you for the $10 we'll be using
thank you.
for
Thank
Christian
you
apologetics.
Thank you for funding this channel that's wrecking Islam.
So Jew, if you actually just Google the term Jew and look in Merriam-Webster, it can refer to anyone who's a descendant from Israel. Therefore, Moses was a Jew, just like Jesus was. He was ethnically Jew. Him along with Jesus and Abraham submitted to God. Yeah, then by that logic, we are Muslims as well because we submit to God.
Yeah, we submit to God.
Therefore, we're
So
Muslims.
We're Muslims, everyone.
Yep,
Everyone has now. Yemenite is no longer the authority on all matters of dawah. We're Muslims. We're Muslims here.
We're Muslims. Let us go to the Kaaba and partake of the Eucharist there. I'd like to have a church service in front of the Kaaba because I'm now Muslim.
Yep. So we can now go to the Kaaba. We can go into the Kaaba, not the way the old Zut went into Muhammad, but we can go into the Kaaba. Record some videos there, proclaiming Jesus is Lord, because we submit to God. We're Muslims. Thank you for that.
Appreciate it. Any material on the Hindu religion for conversation? There's not a lot of good evidence for it, is what I'd say. Make them give evidence. Do that. Also, just argue that Jesus rose from the dead. If Jesus rose from the dead, game over. Like this is one of the things that, like, if all the evidence shows Jesus rose from the dead, what more do you need? Like, it's these other religions have to provide something as sort of like miraculous evidence to support them to compete with us.
Yeah, but if you're interested in that, I would probably go to people who deal with it more, and that would be like Christians in India who have entire channels about their interactions.
Notice Mike Winger is here with IP. It's very, very mean of them too.
No, people think they're funny and they're just not.
I disagree with Bob. Sharia law stopped further advancements in Arab science, so will Christian law. Keep governing laws and religion separate. Bro, watch the video I just put out like a week ago or so. It's called How Christianity Created Science. Okay, there's like 12 things that Christianity gave science that science would not have developed without. So watch that video. You don't know what you're talking about. John Fontaine ran out of the room after talking about Miriam with a young Christian man, but no one asked him about it. I think Mary and Miriam mix-up is getting to him. Oh, in the Quran, yeah, that's a good one. They think that Miriam, the sister of Aaron, the Quran thinks that Miriam, the sister of Aaron, is Mary, the mother of Jesus.
Oh yeah, should I bring that up as an external critique?
Yeah, that'd be an external critique.
That'd be an external critique?
Yeah, that would be. Yeah.
I might bring that one up.
Yeah, he's doing external critiques. God Logic and I are doing internal critiques tomorrow for the course.
Not in the Zut sense.
Not in the Zut sense, no. If IP goes to a high church, there are 4 options. Nope, there's more than that. There's a lot more than that. Sorry, you really, oh boy. You
don't even know how many high churches there are out there.
Nope.
Yep. What about the Rastafarian church?
That's
the highest church of all.
Yep, you gotta really expand your mind there, bro. IP David Wood, would you debate a top scholar Sneeko? I'm terrified of Sneeko. Terrified. How could I ever debate someone who's read the entire book of the Council of Nicaea? D Wood, I'm making Al Zut playlist. Need recommendations. So far I have All Night Long, Little Richie, Life is a Highway by Rascal. God help us.
I'll think about it.
Yeah. Can you both give us some knowledge on your number 1, 2, 3 main things to combat, destroy the Quran? Bless both of you. Thank you for your intellect.
Islamic dilemma, and Islamic dilemma. There are all kinds of other important things.
See my notes. My notes.
Fortunately, one of the most relevant things is we know the tie-in from Muhammad Hijab. Muhammad Hijab years ago did a poll, not in the Zut sense, but he did a poll of Muslims and asked for those specifically Muslims who sometimes doubt their religion. He said, when you doubt your religion, what is it that's causing you to doubt your religion? The number one answer by far was moral problems with Muhammad. And so, apart from the Islamic dilemma, focus on the moral problems with Muhammad that emerge in the Quran. There's a bunch more in the Hadith, but you have them in the Quran. You have Surah 33, verse 37, which is about Muhammad's relationship with Zainab, who was married to his own adopted son. You have Surah 66, verses 1 to 2, where Allah tells Muhammad he can go ahead and break his oath to his wives about stopping from having sex with his slave girl and so on. And so he swears an oath. Okay, I won't have sex with my slave girl on your beds anymore. And then Allah, I didn't tell you to make that oath, and tells him to go ahead and break his oath. You have all kinds of issues like that in the Quran. Surah 33, verse 50. There was a 4-wife limit for Muslims. Surah 33, verse 50. Allah says, hey, Muhammad, you don't have to follow that. Yeah. So you have all kinds of things like that in the Quran.
Yeah, you also have the second Islamic dilemma, which is something like, so if you go to the Quran, you go to like places like Surah 355. Surah 61:14 says, "O believers, stand up for Allah," as Jesus, son of Mary, asked the disciples, "Who will stand up with me for Allah?" The disciples replied, "We will stand up for Allah." Then a group from the children of Israel believed, while another disbelieved. We then supported the believers against their enemies, so they prevailed. So, guys, Allah says he supported the followers of Jesus, starting with the disciples in the first century, and they prevailed over their enemies. In Surah 355, Allah made them uppermost. Well, who was made uppermost? Trinitarian, Nicene, Orthodox Christians. That's who Allah made uppermost. So here's the second Islamic dilemma. If we are the earliest followers of Jesus, we Trinitarian Christians, Islam is false. If we are not, Islam is false. Because if we are, Allah supported heretics, made us uppermost. If we're not, the Quran assumes we are, because those are the followers of Jesus from the first century, second, third, fourth, fifth, sixth, so on and so on. So that's another Islamic dilemma. Whoever the earliest, if we're not the earliest followers of Jesus, the Trinitarian Christians, Islam is false. If we are, Islam is false. That's based on 2 verses. Again, Surah 355, Surah 61:14. Qadi's argument is to call the Quran super rational. Well, that's pretty ridiculous. I'm going to throw a bone to the Muslim. Jesus taught Kabbalah or No, he didn't. That's absurd. That they come around to about the 13th century or so. Y'all are too quick with the Al-Zut jokes. I love it. Not as quick as the Al-Zut were on Muhammad. That's for sure.
Yeah, if you have 30 dudes all trying to finish that, you got to be quick.
Yeah. Early Jews and early Christians were Muslims. You're not good. Here's another. You're not. LOL. Good try. Have another 10 for your effort. Try the Unitarians. They know the Injil. Satan blinded y'all Trinitarians. Okay, so a lot of stupidity here. Early Jews and early Christians were. There's no evidence of that. Where's your evidence? Who?
Look, I said it, and Muhammad said it.
Who? Name one. The Ebionites were not. The Ebionites believed Jesus died and resurrected. They believed that Christ was a heavenly figure that descended upon Jesus at his baptism and left him at his death when he was on the cross.
They weren't the ones that got Allah's stamp of approval.
That is true. Why weren't the Ebionites made uppermost, or the Gnostics? Who again was made uppermost? Muzzy C. Who again? Who was? It was Trinitarian Christians. Just do basic history.
Yeah, so you know what? I'm going to go ahead and agree that the early Jews and Christians were Muslims, but only because I'm going to say that Muhammad was a devout Trinitarian Christian,
Alhamdulillah,
and that's what the real Muslims were. And later on, people corrupted the true message of Islam and turned it into this heresy that you now have.
Hey, Muzzy C, we're doing a live call-in show Thursday. Why don't you come?
Yeah,
come on. Let's talk about this more. I'd love to go over this with you. Please tell me who was made uppermost of the earliest followers of Jesus. Even if there were like multiple different groups, who was made uppermost? There's no way out of that, buddy. No way out of that. All right. We got through all the super chats. We should go get God Logic now. We got to go pick him up from the airport because he flew in late. Pretty messed up.
We're going to have to go get him.
We're going to go get him. All right. We got a course to film tomorrow.
It's gonna be based,
super based. Muzzy C, all that jizya you've been subdued. This is the proof. Yes, thank you for your jizya. I love it. Anyway, come talk to us Thursday. We'll see you guys. We'll be filming all day tomorrow, a little bit Wednesday, and then I'll be live Thursday doing some call-ins. So come on, Muslim. Let's keep the conversation going. Got nothing to worry about.
Or you can listen to Yemenite. See where that gets you.
See you guys next time.
You made it to the end of this video, which means this message matters to you. If you want to see more content like this reaching people for Christ, you can help make it happen. Your support makes these videos possible. Click the link below and donate today. And if you want to go even deeper, consider joining our Patreon community. You'll get early access to videos, behind-the-scenes content, and a place to connect with others passionate about this mission.